It's cooler than Antarctica's weather would be. Damn, I think my swagger is a weapon to me. And dudes don't count you off the record to me. So don't be stepping to me, trying to shake my hand. I'm already the man, ain't trying to make your band. I feel the fact that I'm real, just make them mad. I be smoking helium to inflate my swerve. I'm fact that I'm real, just make them mad. I be smoking helium to inflate my swerve. I'm fly, yes, I'm high, yes. Every lady wanna get to this guy, yes. Go out tonight, I just might, yes. Style cleaner than yours, so don't buy, yes. I'm so debonair, so debonair. 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 You're not really seeing me, dog. Real talk. You feeling whacker than you ever would be. In mind, you think you.
Hey, what's going on, everybody, and welcome back to my channel. Guys, I know I've been missing the Basketball Wives reviews, but we are back to start giving the reviews on this season 10 B for Basketball Wives. So before we jump into the show, guys, let's take care of the business of this channel. If you want to join my tribe, please step on my side. Go ahead and subscribe. Turn your notifications. Make sure you turn them on all so you're notified every time I go live. Like the video, share the video, comment in the chat, or if you're watching the replay, comment in the comment section to keep me or get me back into the algorithm. Let's get into the intro and let's do it. Let's go.
I'm fly, yes, I'm high, yes. Every wanna get to this guy, yes. Go out tonight, I just might, yes. Style cleaner than yours, so don't buy, yes. I'm so debonair, so debonair. I'm so debonair, so debonair. I'm so debonair, so debonair. I'm so debonair, so debonair.
And we are back. What's going on, Cindy?
Hey, so Deb, we're back, guys. We're back, finally.
Yes, it's been a long time.
It really has, but I think we're coming back on the right episode. Okay.
Okay. You know, it was
coming back on the right episode.
It was my girl's episode, so you know.
Exactly.
Let me say what's up to the people that's in the chat. What's going on to Aquarius MC? What's going on to my girl Shy Town? She says, welcome to the SoDebNair show. Please make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. As you enter the room, sit back and relax and enjoy the commentary. What's going on to Tamiko Rush? What's going on to James Hudson? Okay, so first of all, we haven't reviewed any of the previous episodes, but so far, how are you feeling about Part B?
Part B is definitely better than Part A to me.
Okay.
Definitely better. I just, we don't ever need to see the non-twin twins. Like that whole thing seemed like it happened last year. It seems like a blur. This season, I think, right? Yeah, exactly. They're forgettable. So, I think we're at the core group now. So I'm personally enjoying it more. How about you?
I am enjoying this as well. There was an exit that happened on the show, and I was really excited about it.
Yeah. I know you were. I'll let you comment first.
I was definitely happy about it because to me, she just wasn't giving anything, and she just seemed like she was going through a lot. Maybe it was just too much for her at this point in her life. And I was happy to see her go on and do her thing. I did feel like this, before we jump into this, to this episode. Since we're talking about this, you were right. We were going to talk about it anyway.
I told you.
I will say this though. When she was exiting, I feel like she left some. She dropped some like keynotes or some tips or some hints of something happening for her. Do you think that?
Yeah, I got that too. And and to be honest, I mean, I don't blame her at all. I am. I do feel like the show is missing something, to be honest. I mean, she was on there longer than all of the girls except for Jackie. And I just and Jennifer. But Jennifer, she never really gave anything. And the fact that she, in the first, 2-3 episodes, the fact that she had an issue with Malaysia when she was the girl that was being picked on, that was being singled out and alienated in her cast. So the fact that she felt like it was okay to do it to her was whack to me. Jennifer before Jelani has always been lackluster and boring to me. So, again, I would rather see Malaysia over Jen, but that's just my preference. So I just feel like with the existing girls, there is something missing because, to be honest, and I'm not trying to be mean, I don't care about any of them at all. Like I'm just not interested in what they have to give for the show. But Jackie, Jackie's gonna be Jackie, okay? Jackie's gonna be the crazy auntie Jackie, and that's why she's still on the show. I'm okay with Jackie.
I could see why Jennifer didn't have any empathy for her. I mean, she threw a table at her. So, and I still am that season. I'm still not okay with Jackie not Jackie, but Malaysia and her
Evelyn.
Her fallout, because I don't feel like Malaysia should have been as upset as she was. It to this day doesn't make sense to me.
She was upset because she was lying. And Jen has also been known as a liar. Like we said, all of the, like I've said, you didn't agree, and now I think you do agree that they all lie. So don't single out one as a liar, because they all do it. They all do it. So they all lie. I'm sorry, not sorry. I mean, that's part of the show, right? So that's why she threw the table at her, because she kept going back and forth being like, I don't know why. I don't know. She was like, Jen, here is the proof. Here are the texts. This is what you said. This is what you said. Like, I mean.
But no, her anger was more about, I guess she felt like Jen was setting her up.
Yeah.
And why would you add her into that?
Yeah.
And I think, okay, Malaysia, I do understand that. But to the capacity of anger that Malaysia had her, I don't understand that.
You know what? I felt like too, I love me some Ev, but I think Ev was part of that too. I felt like, she was trying to get the information from Malaysia and then confront Jen with it. And I think that Malaysia at that point, because they had all these awkward meetings of her being like, girl, I'm not trying to call you out, but this is what you said, like, I mean, look, am I a fan of people throwing wine or alcohol in people's faces or throwing tables? Absolutely not. However, there comes a time where you just get tired of the same old stuff. And I felt like Jen kept playing that, what, and in fact, there was a whole season when Evelyn was mad at her that, I don't even know why she showed up to film, because they really dogged her out. They really alienated her and treated her bad. Evelyn in particular.
In Kenya.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes. That it's true though, but yeah. So I mean, I just feel like I was surprised when she even came back, because they dogged her out so much, because she never really gave anything more to the show other than at one point being Evelyn's BFF. So she had like a friend on the show. She always has felt like a friend of, not the main cast member. So, but anyway, neither here nor there. I feel like this show is missing something. Malaysia is definitely, one of my favorites, but I do feel like what you said earlier, she was kind of dropping a couple of hints here and there. And she clearly said more than once, I can't do it with this.
Yes. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So we're here. We see each other.
Yeah.
Yes. Your group of friends, I cannot. I love you, but I just can't do this with these girls.
With these girls.
It was very much so like I had something else in the works.
Yes. So. That is similar, but doesn't pertain to those girls, basically. Right. Yeah.
And there is a little scuttlebutt about another franchise of BasketballWives getting ready to happen.
Oh, I did not know that. Look at you with the tea. Look at you with the tea.
Yes,
well,
there is. I know there's a talk of Orlando. Okay. I'm almost for sure I also see something about Miami again as well too, but I know for sure I didn't hear about Orlando. So I don't know if Malaysia's moving to Orlando. Hopefully not, because Orlando, I've lived in Orlando. I don't know what people to live there and do, but hey.
Really? So it's kind of, because I was going to say, I don't know anything about Orlando except for Disney World. What's
and
wrong with it?
that's all that it really is. Universal Studios and Disney World.
Okay.
It's very family oriented. I can't see like, Basketball Wives going to Orlando and be like, come to Orlando, girl, we be popping. It's here. I can't see it. There's a lot of life in Orlando. I can't see it.
But you know what? Maybe that's what her money can afford. So who knows?
Maybe.
I would never live anywhere in Florida, to be honest, Miami included. Never.
I could see Malaysia living. I can see her living the LA life in Miami.
You do? Okay.
I can see it.
I mean, I do. That's where the show started, so I wouldn't be mad at another Miami. I did like it.
I wouldn't be. I mean, I'm shocked that there hasn't been like an Atlanta.
Yes, I agree. But I mean, if her husband, or she couldn't really afford that house, and that's and again, they shouldn't even talked about her business like that. Like, when do we stoop to that? I mean, because a lot of these women have had a lot of little, financial issues going on. So why then talk about hers? Anyway,
I think Jen did this, and we kind of going. We are kind of reviewing what happened before, but I think that Jen did that because of the Zelle swag situation.
But Zelle swag is a non-MFing factor, so who cares?
But that was Malaysia's friend who she brought onto the show, and he brought up rumors about Jennifer that was from the past. So I think that Jennifer's like, she's over the whole Malaysia thing. I think, and I don't think that Jennifer's the perfect person at all. No. But I think if I'm being talked about this person all this time, and I came onto the show, they were cool at the beginning of the show. But as time goes on the show, and I get irritated by you, I haven't got my one up on you yet, and this is it. Like, I haven't talked about this stuff, but bam, here you go. I think that Jennifer, even though it's wrong, she wanted her lick back.
But she's always been like that, hiding her hands and trying to get her lick back for everybody. And just at this point, I think Malaysia just gave it to her and was like, girl, you can have that, because I don't need that.
Yeah.
Nobody needs this cast, to be honest. I mean, that's the truth. But anyway.
And what's going on to Beautiful Black? What's going on to Miss Frazier? Finally caught it live. Thank you so much for catching it live. Make sure you guys click that like button. What's going on to Kamiko? She says, Cindy, I totally agree with you about Jennifer.
Thank you, Tamiko. Thank you.
We can go back and forth about this all night.
Yes, which we won't do.
Which is why I love us doing these reviews together, because we don't see eye to eye, but we also have respect for each other enough to disagree, to agree to disagree.
Absolutely.
So
absolutely right.
Let's get. I know this is about to happen for this entire live.
Yes, it is, and you know why.
I came with my boots up for my girl.
Look, what I'm gonna do, what I always do in life, in these reviews, is I'm going to tell the truth. Now, I know you're not gonna like all of it, but the truth is the truth. Okay.
Okay, and I'm gonna tell my truth.
Okay. Your truth or the actual truth?
I'm gonna tell you what God loves, and that's the truth. Okay?
I love it. Okay, well, let's get into it.
So let's get into it. So the episode starts off with Brandi and Duffy, and they're finishing off their argument. Mm-hmm. Brandi talks about Duffy bringing up that she said that Brandi belittles Jason. Mm-hmm. Duffy has an issue. Brandi said that Duffy has an issue with listening. Duffy she does apologize to her, because she was like, that's not what I was trying to do.
More than once. She actually apologized more than once.
Yeah, she did. She was like, it was more about you than him. Well, it was about you, not him.
Yes.
And then Brandi apologized, but she didn't apologize for what she said about Iman. Right. She apologized for going in on Duffy.
Right.
So let's hit that. So how do you feel about that?
I thought that she could have kept that little apology, because it wasn't really an apology. If those girls weren't around saying, Brandi, don't you want to apologize too? She wouldn't even said that. And I felt like, for them to have been such in both their words, been friends for such a long time.
Mhm.
Why would she keep saying therapy? So even before this particular episode, when they were in the winery and Brandi chose to reveal that in their argument there, I just started looking at her with a side eye, like, girl, why are you trying to use someone's therapy if they're trying to work on themselves or their relationship, which should be a positive thing, as a weakness or a flaw for somebody else? I just didn't think it was right, but I'm sure you're going to disagree. Because I don't call people's business out like that. Like, I just feel like that's a low blow. You're fighting dirty. Just stick with what you know and what the public knows. Like, don't forget that there are cameras there. Everybody didn't need to know, unless Duffy wanted to reveal herself. We were in therapy, like, why
Well,
would you?
we've seen it on the show. So
But it's her business to tell. It's not Brandi's.
I mean, but she told it on the show. She knew we were all going to see it.
But she said it. That's her business. She could say it. Brandi shouldn't be saying it.
Okay.
In my opinion.
I think that where Brandi's coming from, maybe I understand this a little bit, because I think that when you are in a relationship and you're going through therapy, sometimes you do see those traits in your friendships as well.
Mm-hmm.
And what I'm going to say this because I do feel like Brandi probably has the same issue that Duffy has about not listening and just speaking.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that maybe that's the same therapy that she's been going through. And so maybe she's kind of putting off on Duffy what she's going through as well.
Well, she did say that, and I did give her credit when we'll get to that scene, but she did say that. But what I'm saying is if I've known somebody since I was a teenager and we have been friends for all of these years, I feel like it is a low blow to talk about somebody's personal life, whether they have addressed it or not. They can say whatever they've gone through. It's just not up for the other person. So that would be like, for example, this is where I'm coming from. That would be like Duffy saying, well, I mean, if you would take better care of yourself, then maybe your cancer wouldn't keep coming back and you wouldn't keep having cancer scares. That's not for Duffy to say. That's her experience. Like, you know what I mean? Like, Brandi could talk about it all she wants because it's her body, her life, and her experience. But you don't expect your friend to talk about something so personal to who you are. Do you know what I mean?
I understand. I get I get where you're coming from, but I feel like because she's going through the therapy, I think also the same issues that she has with Iman, she has with her friendships with people.
But it didn't sound like that because she wasn't yelling. She wasn't turned up. Brandi was the one that was turned up. She kept trying to make it better. And yet, Brandi wouldn't even allow her. It's like when they were at the winery and so she was just like, do you have air in your head? Do you talk to your friends like that? You know what I'm saying? Because she would have been seeing stars. After that came out of her mouth, that would have been the last thing that came out of her mouth. For me. That's just me. I mean, I have evolved, past like a certain point, but angry Cynthia still lives in there. That would have been the last thing she said to me, period. And I mean that. Okay. So again, I understand you being upset. I understand you, trying to take, your shots here and there, like you said, for Jen, get her lick back. But that was too much.
I don't think that Brandi was. I'm sorry, that's funny to me. I don't think that.
Look at you. That's always my goal, is to make you laugh. Don't even take up for that behavior.
I don't think that Brandi was trying to get her lick back, but
she was.
I can see the frustration in having a friend like Duffy, just like I see the frustration with Duffy having a friend like Brandi.
I don't really see the frustration in having a friend like Duffy because they didn't have an issue. Like in part A, they never had an issue.
I'm saying communication-wise when there's an issue. Because even when they were like, even on part A, when she kept making the jokes about Malaysia, Brandi's like, why do you keep doing this? Like, I think there are some irritations there in that.
But in my opinion, during that disagreement, Brandi, in my opinion, and you'll like this, she handled herself much better. But when you're trying to insult my intelligence in front of a camera crew and a bunch of women, that would be the last sentence that you would have uttered, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Okay. Either I would have said, I'm done talking about this, or she would have been seeing stars. Either or.
But that's why Brandi, she's like, I can't do this no more. I need to leave, because I think that for me, like from watching Brandi for all these seasons that she's been on the show, Brandi really doesn't have any kind of filter. She's a Gemini. It makes sense to me.
But it doesn't make it right though, so
like
Deb. But it doesn't make it right.
I'm not saying, what I'm not saying is that it's right. I'm not saying that.
Okay.
But what I'm saying is that from watching Brandi on this show, she doesn't have filters. And again, that doesn't make it right. But if you've been friends with her for this long and you've kept this friendship up, you know that.
Yes, but then she knows her friend too.
You know, and Brandi said this on this season. I mean, on this episode, she's like, she knows what buttons to press with me. Like, she knows that because they've been friends this long. So she knows what her boundaries are. I think Duffy thinks they're so good of friends that she's allowed to press these buttons, and then maybe in private, Brandi says this stuff. But now we're on national television and she's saying it. And
right.
It's embarrassing, you know.
But you know, okay, I hear what you're saying and I understand that part. However, you know, any person with any relationship, whether it's friendship or romantic, you know, there are certain things that are just disrespectful. I don't care if she's pressing your buttons or not. There are things like you're not going to call me stupid, girl. You're just not going to do it. Okay.
I'm agreeing with you on that. I'm agreeing with you.
Yeah. You know, find another diss, find another dig or something. You know what I'm saying? But you know, just be like, okay, you clearly, and you and I are clearly not on the same page. Do something like that. I don't know. I just feel like, you know, out of respect for a long-term friendship, there are certain things that you don't say, and being like, you know, do you have, or you're a weirdo, like what she said anyway, we'll get there. Go on.
Tamiko says, I think Brandi is unhappy in her life and is mad at the world. Duffy is just the only one who doesn't just take what Brandi puts out.
Thank you. I agree, Tamiko.
And
I agree.
So when it comes to I think that people say this a lot. I think this is a lot of part of the issues that I do have with people who talk about Brandi is like, because what's next? Jason and him cheating on her and this thing, the same thing over and over again.
Right.
To me, Brandi looks like the fool to the world, but to me, in my own mind, looking at her Instagrams and things like that, like she seems happy to me.
I don't think that she seems happy because she's never acted happy. So Deb,
I think her personality is just different. But I have friends like Brandi. That's my thing. Okay. So I get Brandi's personality. And
well, I love people that are Geminis too. Brinks was one, and I love him.
I'm not just saying because he's a Gemini. Like I have friends that are like Brandi. Okay. You know, they don't have filters. Like even like me and my friend were having a conversation the other day about people from New Orleans. Actually, one of my coworkers, and this lady at our job, she's from New Orleans. People from New Orleans, they talk a certain type of way.
Right.
If you don't know a person from New Orleans, you feel disrespected. But it's just how people from New Orleans talk.
Well, I have my best friend for many years was from New Orleans, so I'm quite well aware of how they speak. However, but she would never be disrespectful to me in the way that Brandi is being, in my opinion, that Brandi is being to Duffy. I feel like Duffy keeps trying to make it right, and Brandi is not having it. And I'm just going to put it out there like this: Brandi did not have these kind of issues, in my opinion, with Duffy until Duffy started being friends with Malaysia. Period.
Well, let's get into that conversation. Do you want to do that now?
We can do whatever you want to do.
So, I understand that though, you know, because one, Brandi did bring up in one of the previous episodes from part B. I never told you not to be friends with her, but you know, these are my boundaries when it comes to this. And there's always this push with Duffy and Jackie with, let them talk, or, you know, I want to be friends with this person. Now, for me personally, I'm a Brandi type of person. If me and you are friends, Cindy, I'm not, and let's say you don't like, let's beautiful black in the chat. You don't like her, right?
Right.
We're best friends for however many years.
Right.
And me and beautiful black have been friends, you know, outside of our friendship. But at some point, me and beautiful black fell out. You decided that, hey, I want to be her friend.
Right.
I hear about it all the time.
I understand that. That I totally get.
And also, I don't want to be forced to try to be friends with Beautiful Black because you like her.
I
And I don't want to
understand
hear
that.
about you meeting up with Beautiful Black. I don't like just y'all have y'all's friendship.
Right.
But I also feel this way. My loyalty to you, I want to be friends with her.
Right. Now, I totally understand that, and that makes sense to me. However, I feel like we're grown-ups, we're not in junior high school.
Right.
And if you choose not to be friends with someone, your whole clique of people, especially because you guys have to film a show together, does not have to sit there and be on your side and quote unquote choose sides. Now, I do agree with the better part of what you said, which was I'm not telling you not to be friends with her. I just don't want to hear about it all the time. And that's fine. But let's keep in mind, we are filming a show. The girl is on the show. So in in real life situations, that would not be the case. You wouldn't even have to hear the person's name. You wouldn't have to see the person's face. But the girl was on the show. So what is she supposed to do? Sit there and be
But
immature?
she brings it back to her too, though.
But she was on the show.
No,
Now.
I'm saying she goes with Jackie, like, me and Jackie sit down with Malaysia.
Right.
Why are we talking about you and Jackie sit down with Malaysia? Like, I don't care. It doesn't.
Well, but I think that they got the message. Brandi was very clear, so they stopped doing it. And then Jackie started chiming, and Duffy stopped doing it. And then Jackie chimed in with, Malaysia and Jen, which I feel like she should just stay out of that too. Like, I agree with everything that they said in this episode. Like, stop trying to force the people to get together. If the people want them together, then or trying to force a situation, it should be production. But for all we know, SoDeb, maybe production is saying, hey, maybe you should suggest that they sit down and talk. You know what I mean? Because they want to keep the show going. Like, we're not talking about real life here, even though it's reality TV. We're talking about it's still a show, now.
But they still bring it back to Brandi. And that's my thing. It's just like Brandi the show has not aired yet. So Brandi's not watching the show in real time. As she's meeting up with them, they're saying, hey, we sat down with Malaysia. I like Malaysia, or I want to see what this is like. Right. Why does Brandi need to know any of this stuff? If you want to be friends with Malaysia, you don't have to report back to me to tell me about that stuff. That's your personal thing you want to do.
Right, but most times they're not just quote unquote reporting back to her on a one-on-one basis, and it's in a group basis, and Brandi happens to be in the group. You're on a show.
No, Jackie and Duffy sat down with Brandi to have this conversation.
Okay, well, okay. But then when she explained, I don't want to hear about it, I think that they stopped. But in my opinion, Brandi's issue with Duffy and her going so hard at Duffy only started after after Duffy became friends with Malaysia. And that's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
No, it started when Duffy started making fun of Malaysia, Brandi trying to be friends with Malaysia again. What she thought she was trying to be friends with her again. That's
but then she, at that dinner, she was just like, don't do that. And so she was like, you're right, my bad. And she stopped.
And she's like, Brandi, me and Malaysia's hanging out. We hanging out, girl. Look at me. This is me and Malaysia. We hanging out. Like, it was just like, girl, like, why do you keep bringing this to me? I don't give a damn. Like, just be friends. Like,
but if it doesn't really bother you and you don't have any, you don't feel a way about it.
What bothers me is that you keep bringing it to me. Like, leave it up. Talk to Jackie about it. You can talk to Jennifer, Brooke, British, anybody but me. Just talk to someone else about it besides me.
Okay. I still feel like it shouldn't be that big of a deal, and you're not going to call me stupid because I made a friend that you're no longer friends with, and that's it, and that's all.
Okay. So Tamiko says Brandi and Duffy are supposedly real friends, and certain lines you don't cross. With real friends, if I was Duffy, I would be finished with Brandi.
Thank you.
I already know I'm not going to get the. I know you're going to win on me tonight, Cindy, and I'm okay with it. And I'm okay with it. Tamiko also says Cindy and I are like-minded women.
See what I'm saying? We're right here, Tamiko. Thank you.
What's going on, Chrislyn? What's going on, sis? Nola Reasons in the chat.
Hey, Nola.
Chrislyn said we follow each other tonight. Are they talking to each other? What's going on? One who cares? Chi-Town says exactly, Cindy.
Hey, Chi-Town. Chi-Town's my girl.
When she's seen Duffy and Malaysia became friends.
Yep.
Chi-Town says Brandon is so high school. I don't know who Brandon is, so I'm going to act like I think you said Brandon.
She meant Brandon.
I don't know if Brandon's on the show or not, but maybe that's Brandon's brother. But I don't know who Brandon is.
I don't know who Brandon is, but I know who Brandi is, and that's who she meant. Okay.
Tamiko
That's right,
says,
Tamiko.
Brandi is the thing about Duffy's facial expressions. As a person whose face has a mind of its own,
Me
I got
too.
where Duffy was confused. As long as they have been friends, Brandi knows about her. Listen, I'm the same way. I cannot
Me
hide my
too.
expressions. Yes, I can.
I'm
But
the same
also
way.
the other thing is that Brandi can't either. So.
Right. That's the truth.
But I feel like there's, but again, I feel like there's a communication with that when it comes to Brandi. Like I'm telling you, I don't feel comfortable with this. This makes me feel this way. Duffy's not saying that. She's like, you're for real? You're saying this? Just Duffy say, I don't like yours either.
Yes, but the whole thing. So we're not even there yet. Let's get there though.
Okay.
We'll get there.
All right. So everybody's agreeing with you in the chat. I knew this would happen. So let's move on.
Because the truth is the truth. So okay, the truth is the truth.
And the truth is, I stand with my girl Brandi Maxiell.
I know,
All right.
and that's fair. That's fair. But that doesn't mean that her behavior is right. But yes, I understand you standing with your friend.
I already said the behavior wasn't right, so we all in agreement in some type of way.
Fair. That's fair.
All right. So next we get to Angel and Rock. There's not a lot going on here. She's going back to work. She's talking about her postpartum, though she's not saying this at this point. Yeah. I wanted to ask you this: do you think that he understands what she's going through?
No.
Or do you think do you think that he understands, or do you think he even cares?
I think he does care. He doesn't understand. And I have a problem with what you just said. Is Angel and Rock. Why do we always have to see them together? Why? That's a problem. It's not a problem that you said it, because that's the truth. But what I'm saying is her whole storyline, she can't even just independently talk about herself without filming with him. Every time when they say we're going to talk to Angel, I know that he is going to be in that scene. That's a problem.
But we didn't really see him that much. We saw him, I think, was that the only scene we seen him in?
Yeah, because that's the only scene that she's really been in, except for the last episode when Jackie had called her briefly, But we know if she's gonna film anything about her life, that man is gonna be on camera.
Well, yeah.
And that's a problem.
True.
We, even with Brandi and Duffy talking about their men, we don't see them like that. What I mean? Like we know that there are going to be some scenes where it's just going to be them, even if they address their men. With Angel, that man is always in the camera. It's a problem.
Well, he's a basketball wife, so
he's the wife and she's the husband. Is that right?
He should be in the credits and she should be like who he's married to.
Yeah,
because that's
literally they should give him like an intro with her, because we know that
she should never have an intro. He should have an
well, she's already in the intro with the rest of the girls.
They need to remove her and put him there.
And put him there instead of her, because really, even when she's trying to talk about her feelings, he overtalks her. He doesn't get it. Most times, not you, because you are a sensitive, intelligent soul. You would get it if you're, if say, you were in this relationship with Angel, you would get it. But most men, I will say, unfortunately, they hear what you're saying. They don't understand. You know what I mean? Like,
even in this conversation, you could tell he was like, you're just overthinking it.
Yeah.
Get your feet rubbed. Let's go out and do something.
Right.
No, like you need to actually tend to how she's feeling right now.
It's an emotional thing.
What she said with I want to say this now though.
Yeah.
What she said later on to British made sense, because she's like,
absolutely.
Her daughter's looking at her like, do I matter right now? Her son's there. Rock was trying to put him in that pool house part 8. So there's so much that she has going on. Then she trying to make sure he's happy. She has a lot going on in her mind.
But not even that. Like she had all of those. But her point was she had all of those things going on before she started experiencing the postpartum. So what Rock, in my opinion, is not understanding is he was like, why were you able to deal with it before? Because her hormones weren't telling her brain that she's sad or overwhelmed. You're right.
That's why I asked you that, because I was like, I think that's the disconnect.
Yeah, definitely that's the disconnect for me, in my opinion. That's what I saw in that few minutes that we saw him, is that he is like, well, but you've been doing this. You've been having this. And it's kind of like, and what he also should understand, which he probably doesn't, is that for women, every pregnancy is different. So maybe she didn't experience postpartum before with her other 2 children. And now she is,
Well, let
like,
me ask you this then, Cindy, since we're even talking about this, because
mm-hmm,
now my will's attorney.
mm-hmm,
So if before this was happening, like she was able to like really work through this, right?
mm-hmm.
But now that you said her emotions are turning, was that just the word?
Her hormones,
Her
her
hormones
hormones are telling her brain,
are
like, I
telling her
mean,
brain that.
yeah, for women,
So
like,
so what
if
so
we go on.
once I don't know if this ever stops or whatever, but in reality, should this is that healthy before this?
Say it again.
Like, she was like before this is all like they were saying this is all normal before this, but now that her hormones has kicked in, like it's like she's
Mm-hmm.
really like processing, she's thinking about it, like it's making her depressed, right?
No, it's not. She's not processing it. What you have to understand is just kind of like what most men don't understand with I don't want to be too graphic, but for like with a period, right?
Mhm.
Our hormones are doing crazy stuff. So, so we have physical symptoms, but we also oftentimes, a lot of women have emotional symptoms. We get sad, we get, more angry, we get more emotional. And right now, after having a baby, and from when this was taped, she had just had the kid is only like 2 months old. Your body takes a while to kind of readjust. However, I agree with what British said. She needs to talk to this with her doctor. So right now, without speaking to her doctor, what Angel is saying is, I am feeling this way, and I don't know why. I don't know why. Like a lot of times, I remember back in the day, being super young, being like, I don't know why I'm feeling like this. Every emotion seems heightened. And then 2 days later, I'm back to normal. Well, my hormones were going cuckoo, right? So,
But my question, I don't forget my question though.
okay.
So my question is, let's say, so because she's going through this right now, right?
Right.
Before she's able to manage it because it's like her normal life.
Right.
But right now, because of her hormones, like it's like
It feels overwhelming.
overwhelming. Yes, yes.
Yes.
But could there be some reality to that?
It could
Or like
be.
in her life, like if she really sat down and thought about this, how she's moving in life, could she need to like slow down or maybe change things that's going on in her life? Because maybe, yes, maybe because of the baby, the hormones are kicking in, that this is happening, but could this be also something saying like, ma'am, like you just brought another baby into your life as well.
Right.
Things might need to slow down for you.
Well, there's something to be said about that, because, men are never told to slow down.
Mhm.
Right. And
Okay.
I don't think just because she's a woman and she is a successful, fashion person, and has a
Well,
successful business,
wait,
that we shouldn't tell.
before you say that, I'm not saying that. I'm saying like maybe her body is saying that to her, like
No, I think it's her
before it
hormones.
was okay because it was just you
No,
and the daughter, but now you have 3 kids. Like maybe the body just can't handle it.
no, I feel like it's her hormones. And
Okay.
again, now if she talks to her doctor and she takes medication and things still don't change, then maybe yes, it could
Okay.
be that adding this newborn is throwing what she already found to make work off. You know what I mean? Then she needs to readjust. But to say that maybe this is telling her to slow down, no, it's her hormones telling her body that you should be overwhelmed about this. It's, any kind of thing
Got
that is affecting the chemistry of your brain. It's a big deal. She's not doing it on purpose. I think that she just had a newborn. Her body's trying to get back in step with her life.
Mhm.
And it's harder for her to do that right now because she's experiencing postpartum depression,
Got it.
and a lot of women go through it and they snap right back into it. There is a really bad version of that, which is that like psychotic, um postpartum where, they want to kind of like, unalive their kids and that sort of thing. She doesn't seem to be doing that. She seems to be experiencing regular postpartum depression.
Shaitan said, I have 4 children. I didn't experience it with my first child, but I did with my second child and never did it after that. Okay.
Yep. Every pregnancy is different.
Thank you, Tamiko, for the super chat or for the super.
Thank you, Tamiko.
You.
You're my new BFF. Thank you, Tamiko.
I need to call all my Brandi fans. Come out somewhere. Where are you at?
You are her fan. What do you mean?
Listen, I have 10 total fans, and we stand down on that.
You are her fan, okay? She is well represented on the SoDeb channel.
Absolutely, okay? And it was never going to change.
Right.
All right, so it wasn't a lot of this scene, but I did want to talk about that because I was like, maybe that's the thing I didn't know. So I was like, let me ask Cindy because I know you would know. I don't know.
Yeah,
so let me ask.
That's right. I mean, I have had tons of friends that have had no experiences, and then, another ton that have had all of the experiences, like, the diabetes that you get when you're pregnant, and then my friend didn't have it on her second kid. Like, there's so much that our bodies go through as women, that we, can't really put into the words or unless you've experienced it, so anyway, yeah, I felt really bad for Angel. Let me just say that, because I mean, she was already having issues, in my opinion, by bringing that man into her home with her son, moving him out to the pool house. You know what I'm saying? And well, I mean, he eventually kept his room, but the whole point was her having the conversation.
I wonder if he's sharing the room with the baby.
I'm sorry?
I wonder if he's sharing a room with that baby.
No, because remember Rock said in that scene that, he said the baby is downstairs, and that's where where the son was like, we have a bedroom downstairs.
Yeah,
put it down there, but don't take my room, basically, Yeah. So, I mean, that's what she did. But I mean, so she was already having those struggles. And I feel like, with her being so, having a successful business, she was already having trouble balancing the relationship with her daughter and son. However, now that she's hormonal, it's completely overwhelming to her. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Kristen said, I went through postpartum with my last child. It was so horrible. I struggled really bad for almost a year.
Oh, Chrislyn, I'm sorry.
She said I had
gestational diabetes. That's what I was talking about earlier.
Oh, okay.
Wow. Yeah.
And we're not gonna read what Chi-Town said. Thank you. Shay B said, I never went through postpartum. I had twins, but I swear I always said that it was because I was so busy with them. I didn't have time to be in postpartum. I was just blessed.
You were just blessed. You were just blessed because my friend did have twins and she had postpartum depression, and it was not good. She didn't even want to hold her babies.
Wow.
Yeah. So I mean, she snapped out of it, but it was rough in the beginning. So
yeah, I have like so many female friends, but I don't know of them going through postpartum, and I'll be like, I'm very handsome with all their kids when I was in Ohio.
Yeah,
but I don't think they went through postpartum.
Well, you've gotten lucky because it's not fun.
So rude. So
Chi-Town. I already covered what you said. Okay, the
Brandi fan channel.
Brandi's one fan is writing for his girl, so we've addressed that.
So let's move on to British and Jen. I think British had called Jen on the phone.
Yep.
And she was talking about
no. Jen called her to check on her.
Oh yeah, Jen called her, right?
Yeah.
To check on her. She was talking about the ankle monitor. She invited her to LA for Fashion Week, and she was concerned about covering up the ankle monitor.
Yeah.
There's not really a lot to talk about this. Did you have anything?
No.
Okay.
No.
We can move on there.
Move on.
All right. So then we have Jackie and Jen for the house tour.
Which, okay.
I only wrote down two things: the house tour, fashion week conversation, and are the girls ready?
Yeah.
I did think that this was pretty. I think that Jennifer and Jackie interacting to me is funny all the time.
Yes.
It's almost like she's looking at Tim with the food stamps. It's like, I would never say there's cobwebs in my house.
Well, I mean, yeah, I mean, but and what I didn't like was what I have never liked about Jen is that she doesn't. I don't want to say be vulgar, but let me just say, she doesn't have the strength to say her real opinion in real time.
In real time, yes.
Mm-hmm. That's my
you know
issue
what,
with her.
You know who else doesn't? I hate people don't realize this, and this not even on this show, is on Housewives of Potomac, is Giselle. But that's for another show. But
yeah,
they're the same. But you know what? They're both Virgos too.
Oh, are they? Okay. I mean, I'm not really into, I've only watched a handful. Like every time Potomac starts, I try to get into it and I'll see it like a handful of episodes and then get out. So, but I don't like her, the handful that I've seen, but yeah.
Yeah. I think with Virgo women, like for some reason when they're on these shows, like they never give it to you in person. It's always in the confessionals.
Right. And I think I tend to like and lean toward the people that say it in both ways. They say it in real time and they say it in the confessional, and they'll say it on the reunion. Okay.
Now they will question the hell out of you, but that's honestly when they go back to the confession, they were like, oh yeah, I do remember why I said this. Why, and then they would shade you in the confessionals.
That's right.
It's like a setup for you.
It's like a setup, right? And they feel like that's the way to do it. And I don't think that's the case. I say if she was thrown off by the cobwebs, she should have been like, Jackie, don't say it has cobwebs. I would respect her more. Do you know what I'm saying?
Like, I would never live. It's like, this is the ghetto. I would never buy this.
Right. And I'm just also like, well, have we even seen where Jen lives?
Well, she said something about she has her real estate license as well. I think that's why Jackie invited her.
I understand that, but what I'm saying is the only thing she's worried about is money and looking pretty. So when have we seen Jen's house in this season? I haven't seen it. So she can't.
Have we ever even seen Jennifer's house on any season?
No, never. Except for Miami. She did show her place in Miami briefly.
I don't remember ever going to Jennifer's house on any show.
Yeah. They showed Evelyn, which I was like, why are you living in that little tiny townhouse? But whatever.
I remember that with Evelyn. Yes.
Yeah. But they also showed Jen because that's when she was still married. And they showed her and Eric briefly. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
But what I'm saying is don't judge another person's house calling it the ghetto when we've never even seen your house. How are you living?
Right.
Yeah. But she was acting like the food stamps.
She was like, I can purchase this with my food stamps.
Right. No, she was like, what's a food stamp? Girl.
No, she was acting like she could have purchased Jackie's house with food stamps.
Yes, exactly. Well, I thought she was going over there to give her tips and support. I didn't think she wasn't trying to.
First of all, when I'm walking through a house, I would never say there's cobwebs and that we can clean them out in the house. I was like, Jennifer. Yes. It's funny to me though, because like, damn, it's like the first part that she said, like you're already judging it.
Right.
Like, I love Jackie, but I would never. This is beneath me, basically.
But then say that to Jackie. Just say that, because Jackie could take it. You know what I'm saying? Right. She could take it. I mean, look at Jackie's behavior at the end of the episode. You know what I mean? Like. And I'm sorry, I agree, and I'm laughing at Chi-Town saying Virgo women have a delay. Oh, yeah, I like a sharp shooter. I want you to be quick with it. I want you to come back with it. I don't want you to, think about it and then like a week later in the confessional say it. No, girl, say it right then.
That's why you love Virgo men.
Right. Well, I only like one Virgo man, and that's you. So.
We'll say it to you in the confessional. We'll make it better in the confessional.
Okay. You'll embellish it, so you'll make it. Okay, got it. Okay.
You were like, I forgot to say this when I said it to you.
Right. Okay, got it. No, but you'll really say it on the spot too, so Deb. So you're different.
What's up, California cutie? She said I'm late, but I'm present and I can't.
Hey, California cutie.
Hey, bro, what's going on?
I haven't seen her in a long time.
Kristen said in Miami she probably showed it once. If that,
Yes.
that's when she stopped after Tami tried to whoop that ass at the party with the food stamps. She's like, you know what? Maybe I should say it in the confessionals because I can't do this.
But then you know what? Then don't be on the show. Don't sit there and say, I can't say this to you in person, because I like the girls that say it to you in person and in the confessional. Say it.
Chances are dead. Either are the only Virgo men that
Yeah.
We're the best.
Oh. I mean, I like Beyonce too. Okay. I mean, I don't know that girl, but you know what I'm saying.
She ain't gonna say nothing to you. She gonna say it in the confessional too.
Yeah, and that's a problem for me.
Beyonce will never do a live interview. She's gonna make a documentary about what she want to say.
Maybe I don't like her because I'm a Leo, and I'd be like, "What, girl, spit it out." And our signs are month after each other, So it's like,
yeah. Chi-town said that. My moon and my sun sign are Leo.
Oh, see, I love it. I knew I liked you for a reason, Chi-town. All right, so let's move on.
All right, so next we have Brandi and Brooke. They're having a conversation about Jackie falling asleep during the conversation. They're having a conversation about Jackie falling asleep during the conversation. They call Jackie. They talk about Duffy and Brandi. Brandi is not the best communicator. And
which I like that she said. She admitted to that.
I mean,
she said that.
That's why that's my girl.
But she should have said that.
And she said she has a short temper. But Duffy, this has been her friend for like 17 years. She should know that.
No, she should. You don't have to assume somebody should know something about you. Now, she may know that.
We have watched Brandi on BasketballWives since how long? We know Brandi has a short temper. And she
but just listen what I'm saying. She may know that, but it doesn't make it right for her to act out on that and just say.
I never said it was right.
Okay, just say, girl, I have a short temper.
I'm not saying none of it's right.
Okay.
But
well, what I'm saying is,
Brandi is not a communicator.
I am a straight shooter. For me, it's the being brave enough to shooter,
but she's also like a straight angry shooter.
No, she's not.
Yeah.
No, she's not.
You watched BasketballWives? Remember when her and Sunny got into it when British went upstairs and told her that Sunny said something about her can't have no babies.
Right.
Right down them steps and confronted Sunny.
Well, that was a sensitive subject, but from my, this is why I've never been a fan of hers. From my opinion, she tries to be messy and then just blame it on, because that's sensitive to me. Because it's always like a victim mentality.
No, I don't.
I know you don't agree, but I'm just telling you why I've never been a fan.
Give me an example.
I feel like what she just did was like when she was in front of Duffy, she's, was being reckless with her mouth, right? But then she sits down, and I understand she's not angry at this moment, but she clearly knows that her things is I'm not a good communicator. That's all she needed to tell Duffy, and Duffy would have said, I know that, and I'm trying to make this right. But she doesn't do that to Duffy. She comes at her sideways and talks reckless. And in my opinion, that would have got her clocked.
But you're asking
that would have been the last thing she said.
She's not a good communicator.
But just say that. Just say, I'm not a good communicator, but I'm really angry. I'm really angry.
Years, I want to call you Duffy, Cindy. After 17 years, if you don't know that, how are we friends?
She knows that, but what I'm saying is she's making herself look like, in my opinion, like a donkey by being like, girl, blah, 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 blah. Do you have air in your head? Well, no, but I know that you are not a good communicator. So if Duffy said that to her, I know you're not a good communicator, she would have had a problem with her saying that too.
I would have too. In a time of anger, probably, yes. No, it's a time and a place.
That's whack, SoDeb. That's so whack. It really
Shout out
is.
to my girl Brandi Maxiell.
Because and I say that, I say that with love, because I just feel like, I agree with Duffy. Everybody can't do everything that Brandi likes and then say that, but that's just me. That's not an excuse. You have to also make a choice to behave better. You have to make a choice. You're a grown up.
I think when Brandi's mad, I feel like she's probably more like,
"You in the hood now, baby."
You're in the hood now, baby. Okay. Well, I just feel like I also have a short temper, but I know how to talk to my friends respectfully, even when we disagree. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not going to talk to me in a way like that, and then be like, "It's your vibe, it's your face." Like when everything didn't make
it's
sense.
everything about you at this point.
But then don't talk to her, or talk to her one-on-one.
But she wasn't trying. They would force her to talk to her, though. Now you have to admit that.
But then when she walked away, she should have walked away.
Tami didn't do that. Y'all was okay with Tami not doing that.
Because I was entertained by Tami. I'm not entertained by this girl.
Now, why is it okay for Tami and not Brandi?
Because I was entertained.
You wasn't what?
I was entertained by Tami.
I was entertained by Brandi.
I was not. I'm sorry. She just seemed like, I mean, I've just put myself in that place of Duffy. She would not be talking to me like that at all. Period. And Duffy wasn't even yelling. She kept trying to say, "Okay, it's okay, blah, blah, blah." Now, I was irritated with Jackie in that moment because she was just a mess all the way around. She shouldn't have said, "Let's come talk about it." She shouldn't have been acting the way she was with Jennifer. And I'm not a fan of Jennifer's anymore because of the Jelani situation. I never really liked, I could just take her or leave her, you know.
I wonder when they expose that on this season.
I don't know. I'm assuming that they will, since she hasn't addressed it. So maybe she does address it at some point towards the end.
Well, Brandi, if no one understands you, I understand you.
And you are the only one, honey. Sorry. You're not going to talk to me any kind of way and then tell me everything that you do. Girl, then why are you around me? Don't talk to me at all.
Well, why are you my friend for 17 years?
And then she's always threatening, like, you know, I'm not at that point yet, but I'm at the point of just being done. Then just be done. Don't talk about it. Be about it. Just be done.
Well, she said that. Well, we haven't got there yet. But
okay, all right. I'm skipping ahead. Go on. Go on.
So, I mean, a lot of these parts, all of them are really short until we get like to the end.
Yeah, because I think it was really short until we got to the actual fashion show.
It was like Jackie and Brandi talked like for 5 seconds. We were back after this commercial break. I'm like, dang, y'all just started talking.
Well, I mean, we already even touched on the short scene with Angel and British. So
that's where we're here. That's where we at right now.
Okay.
So we're at British and Angel. She's trying to cover up her ankle monitor for the fashion week.
Right.
She went to. I put this. She went to wear cargo pants. Now let me ask you a question before I.
Well, she was trying to get a full wardrobe. Remember that's what she said. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, my last one was they had a conversation about Angel and her postpartum.
Mm-hmm.
So before we get to the postpartum part, now cargo pants, don't they show your ankles?
Yeah, but I'm thinking like when they're kind of, if they're cinched up, you could pull it over it, and if they're just like a wide leg or loose, it could drop down low.
If she crosses her legs, it's a wrap. Like we're gonna see the ankle monitor. Though.
That's true, but maybe she was trying to get them. You know how they have the cargo pants that kind of cinch up, that has the stretchy stuff. She could pull it over the ankle monitor. Yeah. I'm
like, ma'am, the last thing you want is cargo
pants. Yeah, you're thinking of probably the male version of cargo pants that are always open, so when you do sit down, it does rise. But, women wear the kind that have the...
Well, it has like that elastic at the bottom.
Yeah, the little yeah.
But exactly. But the ankle monitor is supposed to... It starts like right before like your leg is thick. So I thought for men and women, like at that point, like the ankle monitor is supposed to stick. But you could still pull the pants over it if it has like the stretchy thing. You just pull it over it. I know you can pull it over it, but I'm saying like if she crosses her legs, or I don't like if any false movement, we're gonna see
it. Well, I mean, I think British needs to be, keep it real and come to terms with you're in some trouble, ma'am, and you have an ankle monitor on, and you're on the show. So I mean, it is what it is.
Right.
I think she's just like, they're making it seem like I killed someone and blah, blah, blah. Well, you know what? You're still on a whole bunch of money.
I think he might think you're from the mafia. If you're from the mafia.
Right.
Jail, not with the ankle monitor.
Right. But I'm like, girl, but you're in trouble with the feds. That's, almost as bad. Like, I was
Right.
thinking, like, she doesn't get the seriousness of her situation. Like, she's like,
Right.
I don't want people to think that I'm this bad person. Well, I'm sure you wouldn't, but then maybe you shouldn't have stole the money, though. Sorry. I mean, you're lucky that she was able to make a living and keep filming the show, to be honest.
She was like, I made a mistake and went out of town. No, ma'am, you did it on purpose.
Yes.
Get
And
away
they
with
got
it.
you.
And now you have to pay the consequences for it because you knew you should have called them to tell them you went out of town.
And I think that's
your daughter on this show and you can't go visit her because you are here and she's there. You should have made better decisions.
Yes. And that's what I feel like, I was like, this girl's kind of delusional. She really doesn't feel like it's as serious as what it is. She knows maybe she's pretending like I don't have to answer to anybody, but ma'am, you're in a situation where you have a parole agent. You have to check in. Yeah. Like there's even I've never been in a serious trouble like this. Even I know that. You know what I mean? Like I'm not going to get on a plane without making darn sure that I'm not going to be arrested when I get back and that I wouldn't have to wear an ankle monitor. And she just doesn't care. It's almost like it's not happening. That's what it feels like to me at this point.
And now she knows that it's happening because
it's happening.
She does the ankle monitor every day and go, this is really happening.
Yep. And even on their hiatus, you reported on her getting denied again with her lawyer. She's like, well, my lawyer's working on it. And I'm like, girl, they're not going to take it off for you.
Yeah. It was so funny. Ankle was like, well, you can't take it off. Where the hell have you been? Where have you been?
Right.
Oh, Rockers. I'm sure Rock can tell you all about ankle monitor.
Okay. Exactly. I'm just kind of like, girl, even if you wanted to try to take it off, you're going to be in work. They're going to lock you up for trying to take the thing off. Like, I mean, people have successfully removed it, but they've also successfully been arrested immediately.
Right. I would have been a friend there like, oh yeah, she can take it off, but then the SWAT's gonna come into your establishment and arrest you and her.
Exactly right. Exactly. So I was like, what doesn't she get about this ankle monitor?
Right.
Like, and then she's worried about being seen in public. How about you didn't do the crime and then you wouldn't have to worry? Anyway.
It did make sense to me because you're worried about being seen in public with this one, but you're on national television getting a show. We're all going to see it. Like.
Yes.
Wear that thing with pride, girl. You did it. Like, wear it.
Right. Exactly. I mean, and and she should know, like, if she was so embarrassed, then she should have gone to the producers of Basketball Wives and said, I can't be on the show.
Or don't film my ankles.
Like, don't film it. Yeah. Like, I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to address it, or whatever. Yes. You know what I'm saying? But I mean that gives her a storyline. So she really does have to kind of talk about it, right?
Yes.
Because what else is going on with her?
It's the most interesting storyline right now.
Yeah, like what else is going on with her? Even though I'm kind of tired of hearing about the ankle monitor, but whatever.
I think her coping with it would have been better than her complaining about it.
I agree. Yep, I agree.
So I think our next scene is Jackie and Jen. Oh no, we did this one. House tour. Did I do this twice? Oh no, wait, I skipped up some. Okay, wait. Okay, so we're to Jennifer. She went backstage to learn the ins and outs of the runway for the LA Fashion Week for her hair show that she wants to do.
Right.
This was like very short.
It was very short, but I Jen, like I said, I can actually leave her more than I can take her. I mean, she has I remember back in the day, she has walked in fashion shows. She was acting like she was just seeing it for the first time. Oh, it's like a whole production. I'm like, girl, you know what a fashion show is.
I think she knew like the ins and outs though. Like what I think that because that is very. I know I've walked in fashion shows before. The work versus like just walking is very different.
But you still but you still know enough to know that it is a production, right? You know that you have to hire the makeup.
Let me tell you something. That lady told Jennifer that she needs to get those trailers because if they put the makeup on, they need to have air AC. Mm-hmm. Jennifer did not know that.
She did not know. She didn't know that part. She did not.
She was like, wait a minute, I need to do what?
Well, yeah, because she says she wants to have it during the day and it's going to be hot. you know. So,
Jennifer was like, "Oh, but their makeup's gonna melt." Like, I don't think she knew any of that part.
Okay.
And as much as we think that she's watched, I mean, that she's done this stuff, Jennifer is like a blonde to me.
Yeah, she is. I
And
agree.
I think that what she learned, like, it was mind blowing for her.
Okay.
Their makeup will melt. I know my makeup melts when I'm out and eat, but these are people who are walking in the fashion show. This stays on. Like,
I mean, yeah. Well, I mean, I think we agree. You know, we agree on a lot. Actually, we don't, disagree all the time. We agree on more things than we disagree on.
Yeah.
But I do. What you just said was 1,000% right. She is like a blonde.
Yeah.
Which is why she's always been boring. But yeah, she looked beautiful though. She looked beautiful. She always has herself put together. I like her style.
She's like if they buy food.
Right. And she was like, what's a food? When she said that, she was like, and my dad picked me up in a Porsche. Girl, shut up. But yeah, whatever. Yeah, she is like a blonde.
Around? I didn't know that.
Yeah. But I'm just like, there are certain things that I have not personally experienced in life that I still am educated on. Girl, how old are you? You're almost, ma'am, you're in your mid 40s.
I think she puts on for the show a lot, but I mean, I enjoy Jennifer's line.
Do you? Okay.
I think it's funny. It's funny to me.
I think what I enjoy about Jennifer is what I enjoy about Jennifer is her fashion sense, and I think she's beautiful. Yes, I will give her those things. She's on whatever cast she's on, whatever season. That girl has never had a bad look ever.
I agree.
Ever. So I mean, I'll give her that.
So how did you feel about Jackie being offended about Jennifer not?
Now here we're getting to the meat of it now. So I literally almost clutched my pearls because I was like, she thinks that she's the same age as these girls. Okay. And nobody on God's green earth looks at JackieChristie and thinks fashion, and definitely doesn't think model. Okay. And when that woman asked for her, she was like, I need a drink. I knew we were going to have.
It was over.
It was done.
It's over. It's like Tami rum getting a beer with a straw.
Thank you. And her cigarette. When she's like, I need to get a cigarette and a beer, we know that you're done. We're done with the show. It's going to be a train wreck.
Now, does she still have that bizarre?
No, she had something. It wasn't dark brown liquor.
No,
it was something else.
Is that still around?
Oh, I don't know. I never.
She used to perform like every season. I never heard about it anymore.
Well, she would bring it with her to the shows. Yeah. I'm like, girl, what are you doing?
Jackie, stop drinking that.
Please. And maybe that's why she's been on better behavior, but she went back to season 1, season 2, old school Jackie. She was a complete train wreck and a hot mess. I've not seen her this turned up since Angel Brinks' party where she tore the dress off and fell down on the floor.
One thing you do not do is invite JackieChristie to
never. You don't invite JackieChristie out in public, in my opinion. Because when they're hanging out and they're like looking at camels and stuff, Jackie is fine. When she is out at an event is when she shows out. She drinks herself into oblivion. She's a complete total mess. I mean, it's the truth. It is the truth. I was just kind of like, you're not fashion. You've never been fashion. Nobody ever looked at her and said fashion.
Well, you knew she was drinking because she fell asleep.
Yep.
During the first part of this episode.
During the fight.
Jackie had been drinking that bizarre.
Well, she came with her Cheetos and Snicker. And then
when Brooke brought it up, she was like, Jackie acted like that was her first drink, and that wasn't her first drink.
And we know that's not the case.
I was like, oh, this is what's happening. We're about to see drunk Jackie.
Right.
When we got to this part, I was like, oh, Jackie's about to be a whole
yes. And
a fashion show.
This
is Jackie's worst moments.
Right. But you know what, so Deb, you know another clue is when she walks in with her dark sunglasses on.
Oh, yep, yes.
We got drunk, right?
Yes.
That's when we got drunk Jackie. We know that she's drunk
Yes.
already. Okay. So
Yes.
and I was like, what you have talking about? You're not going to thank me for having, red carpet ticket. Girl, she was out. They were already coming to the fashion show, whether you offered your red carpet tickets or not.
Right.
Because Jen invited them to the fashion show, and then Jackie tacked on, well, I can also get you girls red carpet tickets. Do you ever remember seeing any magazine showing JackieChristie
Never.
on the red carpet?
Ever.
Never. Never happened. It never happened.
And when Duffy's like, I can see our pictures tomorrow, I'm like, it's like y'all personal pictures, because we're the world will never see these pictures unless you post them on Instagram.
Never. I mean, and then when she was just like, oh my God, Duffy looks so great. Duffy look all right. I did love the boots though. The boots were everything.
The boots were nice. They were.
The boots were everything. Okay.
But I think what threw me off was when she was throwing the shade about when she was doing the show that was like couture.
Yeah.
And then when Duffy came in, she was like, "Oh yes, girl, tell her to walk back so I can record it."
Right.
And I'm like, now Jackie.
Right.
Ma'am.
Right.
I mean, she looks cute, but I feel like.
But wait a minute, so Deb, she's talking about couture, but that cape thing that she had on, was that couture?
No.
Thank you.
None of them had on anything that was high fashion.
No, at all.
Brooke had on a bodysuit.
I did like the bodysuit. I
love the bodysuit, but it wasn't couture.
It was not couture. And even, but what I think the person that probably did have on couture was Jen.
Yeah.
I mean, the fact that she would even try to, and then when she said that, I feel like Jen has some sort of competition with me. No, girl, you have a competition with her. Yeah. Jen is too dingy to even think like, oh, Jackie's not a competition at all.
We're gonna watch the show back and be like, I should have competed with her.
Well, it sounds like from the next week episode, Jen has had enough of the comparison. Okay, so yeah.
She's been hyping it up. I mean, from what we see for the full trailer is going to hype it up. So
yeah, but I mean, hype up for Jen. If Evelyn, if Evelyn visited one of the girls, Jen would be quiet as mouse.
Yeah. Well, no, they're friends again.
Fades away.
They're friends again.
Are they friends again?
Yeah.
Okay.
They made up.
All right.
After that thing with OG, they made up.
But still, that she always, kind of faded into the background when Ev is around.
I don't feel like she fades to the background.
She does. Yeah. She does.
Let's move on to the next part.
Okay. Jen doesn't talk unless Evelyn asks her a question. Okay.
Let's move on to the next part.
Okay.
So we talk about Duffy coming in. Jackie, she's like, she looks great. British comes in, her ankle monitor is covered up. Now she went over to Angel Brinks. Now this is the thing that I would say about the show, and I think that Angel Brinks just doesn't do it because of how Malaysia did her the first time. Angel Brinks didn't make nothing for her.
She didn't say she didn't make anything for her. She said she just didn't make that outfit.
She said she didn't make
that outfit. And in fact, because of how I took it was, because of
spend it.
Well, I was just gonna say how I took it was she didn't really give Angel Brinks enough time. Like, when you get custom pieces like that, you have to give somebody time. And from what Angel was talking about, she was like, I'm doing City Girls, I'm doing Meg the Stallion. She was like, I'm busy, so she's not going to drop.
British would be like on my bucket list, like maybe.
Yeah. So it's like, she probably I'll get to British when I get to British. You know what I'm saying?
I never thought Angel was making anything for British at all. When British went over there to talk to her, I was like, Angel's not making nothing for British. First of all,
I don't think that's true. Yeah, I don't think so, because I feel like, Angel is kind of like, boring, nice lady, but she is nice. And if she says she was going to help her, she's going to help her. But I don't think,
Well, look
again,
at the
when
time
you
nice to these women, and then they trash her business on the show.
well, but British hasn't trashed it.
Yes,
And
I'm not.
even Jen
Listen,
took
Malaysia tried it. She trashed it. Who tried it after Malaysia?
Jackie.
It ripped the dress up in the middle of a fashion show.
Yes, but
I'm not giving another woman on this 2 times. One time
she did make the piece.
Third
She
time,
did make the
I'm not doing
piece.
it.
I know, but she did make the piece last on part A for Jen, and we liked it.
Oh, she did. But I mean, it's Jen though.
Yes, but Jen has taste. So she said, I wore the jacket.
I'm not gonna waste my time on British ankle monitor cover.
No. I feel like if I
really ankle monitor cover ups, I'm not. As Angel Brinks, I'm gonna channel my own Angel Brinks. I'm not making it.
Well, yeah, but I don't agree with that. I feel like if she said she was going to help her, she was. But again, you can't say I want something to cover up the ankle monitor in 1 week when she has actual celebrity clients, like A-list celebrity clients, and have a whole wardrobe.
Ankle monitor cover ups.
Yeah, all right.
I would like get a scrunchie, girl, and cover it up with a scrunchie.
All right. Let's agree to disagree. I feel like if the girl said she was going to do it, she's going to do it. But I don't feel like British gave her enough time. And I really feel like it was probably even an afterthought for British, because in my mind, she was like already like, I'm not going because I have the ankle monitor on,
Right.
But I mean, she does need to.
I think British looked nice though.
She did look nice. I mean, this is the first time in all honesty that I have seen her without stretchy, with some sort of spandex on.
Spandex, yes.
Yeah. All of the girls keep wearing that. It's not a look. And it definitely isn't fashion. The only one that doesn't wear it all the time is Jennifer.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. I mean, even your girl, I mean, everything she has on is like that, so it's kind of like, it's kind of like, I want to see fashion. That's kind of what
I could honestly see why Brooke does it. Because Brooke's body is just amazing.
Yes, it is.
I understand Brooke doing it, but Jackie doesn't do it either.
Most of the girls, I hate to say it, their body is not amazing.
Yeah.
So I wish they would.
Now, have you seen Brandi now though?
I haven't. I saw her last night, and I didn't
like it. Brandi's body is like.
She got it together. Okay, because I was gonna say, like, I feel like but we are. I will keep in mind that we are in that era of for like a good 5-10 years of women getting like all of the BBLs and all of that stuff. Because though all of those girls didn't used to look like that, Brandi was actually really, really small. And obviously she was younger. But what I'm saying is, it seemed like her, even Malaysia, they all of a sudden got thick overnight, and I feel like they got BBLs.
I thought they were just aging.
It's partly that, but I mean, when they went from like one season to the next, and all of a sudden they were like, bam, pow, boom, it was kind of like, girl, that wasn't you. You got the little DL BBL. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But whatever. So yeah, I don't really look at any of them other than Jen, to be honest, as fashion girls, but I did really think that British looked nice finally without some spandex.
Here we go.
She looks great. She must have looked at herself this season and was like, I got to get it together. She looks fantastic. Good for her.
Yeah, good for her.
Does she have on sunglasses? I'm old.
Oh, she does have
glasses.
Yes.
Okay, got it. Good for her. Go ahead, Brandi. Yeah, she needed to get it together. Duffy needs to get it together. All of them except for, and again, Brooke has always been beautiful, but not this episode. The previous episode, she was wearing something where her butt looked not good. It didn't look good.
I didn't pay attention to it. I need to go back and watch.
It wasn't good. I'm sorry. She's beautiful though, but something wasn't right there. So, I just think that maybe, I don't know, whatever she got done in that area, maybe may need a little refresher or something.
You know what I wish they would do with Basketball Wives is what they're doing with Housewives is like that ultimate girls trip thing.
Oh, that would be great. And
yeah, I would love to see that.
Like older people like Royce and Susie. I never liked Royce, but Royce was good.
I like Susie.
I love Susie, but Royce was kind of like a little.
She would get beat up and still roll with the punches.
Yes, or people would be like, that's just Susie. Like, you just got to give her a pass. Yeah. It's just Susie. She was always like happy, and if they're like, don't do that, Susie, she'd be like, I'm sorry, I really didn't. And you knew she was being honest. She was like, I didn't think I was doing anything bad. She just didn't know how to keep her mouth shut. She just would tell everything.
Mm-hmm.
So
Evelyn says she will never come back because she has anxiety from the show.
Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, she's like, that anxiety from the show.
Like PTSD, kind of like.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow. Okay, that's too bad.
Right. She's like, y'all keep asking for Susan to come back. She's not coming back.
Like she's never coming back. Like
it's not gonna happen. Yeah.
Okay, that's too bad. I liked Susie. Yeah. Like that. That's a kind of blonde, even though she wasn't blonde, that I like. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
She's like kind of like ding dong, but she was like sweet and just trying to do her best. Like
she would just say anything and be like, "Oh, I didn't know I said that. I didn't know that was wrong."
Yeah, I didn't know that was wrong. Or that's what they told me. And they're like, Evelyn would just put it more clear. She was like,
I didn't know.
Yeah, she's like, right. But then Evelyn would be like, don't say that, Susie. And she'd be like, okay.
Like, the producer said, they like, they cut out the producer said, Tami, you have food stamps.
Right. Yeah. So, what did you think about the whole fashion show scene?
I thought it was. I love Jennifer walking in the show. One, I thought she did an amazing job. I thought whatever Jackie had going on with that alcohol was a mess.
That was a mess. How embarrassing for you to be walking on the side of the real Runway show, looking the way that she looked.
Yes, and like some random crazy lady just walking down there doing whatever. I would have been like, you know what,
crazy and drunk lady.
Jackie out.
Yes. Yeah, that was horrible. I was so embarrassed for her. Like, I mean, I've been embarrassed for her in other situations. Angel's party was one of them, but this was even worse than that to me.
And it was almost because I think the first part of this was there was like, Jen's about to walk out. Jen's walking in the show. Jackie, she told you that.
She told all of them that at the same time.
What's happening here, Jackie? And Jen walks out. I'm going. Oh, I'm like, Jackie, she told you that.
She was already drunk by that point, so Deb. She was already
that episode of her purse had kicked in.
Okay, like high gear kicked in.
Full effect.
Yes.
And Jackie was like, she walked, and I was like, if I was Jennifer, I was like, y'all think my grandmother's here?
Thank you. I mean, they can call her auntie. That would be fine. You know what I'm saying? But because none of them are like, none of them are spring chickens. But that was completely embarrassing. I was just kind of like, I was like, I knew she was gonna do it. It wasn't even a question. I was just like, please don't do that. I was just hoping that some part of Auntie Jackie was gonna kick in and be like, I'm not gonna do that girl like that. Yeah. She behaved like a donkey.
Yeah,
she did. I was just kind of like, nobody's paying attention to you except for everybody else on the cast clutching their pearls, being like, what is Jackie doing? I would have grabbed that woman's wrist and slammed her back in her chair. Sit down. What are you doing?
I would have walked her out there the time Jim would walk out, but like, let's go get a drink, Jackie.
Yes.
So that she wouldn't embarrass us, because that I once we realized they knew that she didn't realize that Jennifer was walking, I would have walked her out.
Yeah, but the whole point was they didn't know, because Jen only said, I'm going to be walking in one of the fashion shows. So they didn't even know when
they said this is the one that they said, like, Jen's about to come out. Jake was like, Jennifer's walking? And it just clicked for her. And I
That's
was like,
true.
oh, wait, Jack, she's walking in the back by the bar. Let's go.
You're right. You're right. But you know that Jackie wouldn't have went with you
I
because
would
she was.
have done anything I could to get Jackie away from that stage.
Like I said, I would have grabbed that arm, that thick arm, and slammed her in that chair and said, "Ma'am, please have a seat. Thank you." Like they're not brave enough to really go toe to toe with Jackie, especially when she's in that kind of condition. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Well, I don't, because she's unpredictable.
I'm sorry.
She's unpredictable.
She is, and I mean,
you saw her at Angel Brinks fashion show.
Yes, she's a
that
loose
Jackie
cannon.
that we seen at that fashion show. After I seen that, literally, I wouldn't touch it.
I would.
I would not touch it.
Because I'm about that life. I'd be like, lady, if you don't sit down, sit down. I think you just need to stand up to Jackie. She'll do it. Right? Because I mean, even that scene with Tami and Ev, when she just started almost crying, being like, let's just fight then. And they start cracking up.
Yeah.
Like, it's because they go toe to toe.
Jackie has more respect for them though.
Because they go toe to toe with her. You can't just sit there and be quiet.
She can't go toe to toe with them.
That's true. Yeah. That's true.
These girls are like beneath Jackie to her.
That's true. They just sit there with their mouths open, looking like, what is she doing? Yeah. And I'm like, why are you talking about it? Go get this woman. You see, she's acting crazy.
I can see if the seasons keep going on, I can see Brandi doing it because Malaysia and Brandi did go toe to toe with her in previous seasons.
Yes, but okay, I know that's your girl, and you're not going to agree.
Remember when she threw the fries on Brandi?
I know, but let me just say, I know you're not going to agree, but I think Brandi only did that because she did have Malaysia. She had somebody that had her back.
Malaysia wasn't there that day.
No,
it was just her and Jackie.
What did Brandi do?
I think Brandi threw water on her. They threw stuff on each other.
Okay, but I don't really see Jackie.
She's like, call me a bitch one more time. And Brandi was like, bitch.
Okay. Well,
that's what Jackie did the fries on her. Yeah.
Yeah, but I remember that, but I still don't feel like Jackie is, I hate to say it like this, but Jackie's not afraid of Brandi. She was afraid of Tami and Evelyn.
I don't think that they're afraid. I don't think that they're afraid of each other. I don't think Malaysia's afraid of Jackie.
She's not, but because Malaysia has stood up to her, but they've been on the cast with each other longer than anybody. You know what I mean?
True.
Yeah. So I think they kind of like, they had their differences. She knew that Malaysia was going to stand up for herself. In the beginning, Jackie was kind of running over her, and then Malaysia was like, "You're not." Well, we know
Brooke ain't afraid of her.
Well, that's true. She's not afraid of her. Brooke is not afraid of her. But I'm just saying, like what I'm saying, the tone and the dynamics that those other girls had versus these girls is different. I don't
think that Brooke or Brandi's afraid of Jackie at all. I think that.
But then why didn't they tell her to sit down? Because Shaunie, Tami, Evelyn, even Malaysia has been like, if you don't sit down, sit down. And then she does.
You said they said what now?
I said out of all those women, Shaunie, Tami, Evelyn, and even Malaysia, when they say, Jackie, please stop or sit down, Jackie will. She'll stop. But these girls don't do that to her at all. They don't.
I take Brandi out of that equation because I don't feel like Brandi has that with her. I feel like she's been in the same space. I don't feel like Brandi has I think people might paint Brandi as like a Jennifer to a Malaysia, but to me, that's not the dynamics between them. And so Brandi doesn't have that fear of Jackie because they've gone toe to toe on the show before. We've watched it. But I think
but it's not been like, it's not been serious.
I don't think that British would because that's her friend.
Okay.
We've all seen Brooke fought her ass, so we know she's not afraid of her. Now Jennifer and the rest of them, I can see that.
But she doesn't have the dynamic of where Jackie actually listens to Brooke. So Brooke may not be afraid of her. Do you see what I'm saying?
But I think if she listens to anybody, she will listen to Brandi though, because she has listened to Brandi before.
Okay. I'm gonna let you have your Brandi moment.
When Drea came to Jackie and Jackie took the demands of Malaysia and Brandi.
Well, even this season, when they were at the table and they were on their trip, where was it? Where'd they go again? So Deb, when Monster Jackie stood up and almost turned the table over. Where were they? Was it Mexico?
What happened on this? So I remember.
Yeah, I can't remember the place where they were. But when Jackie stood up and brought the table with her, Brandi,
when they went to that trip where Jackie was going for her movie she was doing.
Yes.
Okay.
And Jackie confronted Brandi. Brandi stood her ground, and so she was just like, "But that's not what I meant. This, that, and other, and you know it." And Jackie did calm down. She was like, "Calm down, Jackie, calm down." But when she gets like all the way turned up, like what she was doing on last night's fashion show, Brandi doesn't say anything. Nothing.
I don't think Brandi cares because she's not Jennifer's friend like that.
She's not Jackie's friend like that, you mean?
Jennifer's friend. I mean, I think if it comes to a Jackie and Brandi situation, something that Brandi cares about, there's some respect there when it comes down to the.
Yeah, but you wouldn't be concerned with this woman embarrassing the whole team.
I don't think she cares because that's not. I don't think that she knows Jennifer well enough for that to be embarrassing to her.
Got it. Well, it was embarrassing.
It was very embarrassing.
It was embarrassing to the whole group.
I think Brandi's like, it's embarrassing Jackie, not me. So
yeah.
Moesha Stan says, I think Brandi respects Jackie and lets Jackie be Jackie.
Okay.
Hey, Moesha Stan, how you doing? Somebody who said something that at least said something good about Brandi.
Well, I mean, that makes sense. That's fair.
Yes.
You know, I think they all do kind of let Jackie be Jackie, but at certain points, you do have to stand up and say.
I think if it affects Brandi, Brandi's gonna say something about it.
Yeah, but then that's not right because that doesn't make her a good friend. It shouldn't just be because it affects you.
Well, they all do that.
No, they don't. They'll strike. Like Brooke stood up
when Jackie
no.
Let me finish. Now, when Jackie went off an Angel Brinks show, Tami showed up, Brandi showed up, Malaysia showed up. They let Jackie act a full jackass. No one said a damn thing. They let her do the whole shit.
Yeah, because she was
pulled up trying to fight that girl, Angel Love. They never said because it didn't affect none of them.
The only person that did was Sunday, but it doesn't matter. That was when Jackie was like full 1000% crazy. Okay, yeah. I just feel like at this point they filmed with her long enough to be like, Jackie, can you sit down and let this girl have her moment? Instead,
I think they wanted her to have her moment.
Huh?
They all want her to have her moment.
But it wasn't a good look for them. It made them all look bad.
It wasn't
in my opinion.
Not them.
In my opinion. I don't know. I just feel like it shouldn't be because I mean, even Brooke, when she went over to Brandi's house, she called Brooke out on she called Brandi out on her stuff. Mm-hmm. She was like, you can't do that, girl. You can't. It's not right. You know, and because Brandi is not upset with Brooke, she was receptive to hearing that. But it shouldn't just be because I have this short temper. I also personally, Cindy also has a really short temper. If short is even a word, like it doesn't really take a lot. But I am mature enough to know how to handle myself, right? So at some point, you're a wife, you're a mother. When are you going to handle yourself better, especially with your friendships? I can't agree, you know, and I know that you said that you acknowledge that you're not condoning her behavior, but I mean there are certain things you can't keep giving a pass. Like she doesn't care about Jen like that. She really, you know, Duffy should have known her better, but then she is also responsible for her own behavior as a grown woman.
I agree with that part. But I'm just saying, if that's your friend for 17 years, like you know your friend at this point. And she
I agree. I agree.
In 17 years.
But then shouldn't Brandi also know Duffy? Shouldn't Brandi also know Duffy and her as a friend? And so why is she poking her?
But Brandi does say that though.
But she's not saying that. She was just like, can when Duffy
She
said,
said that Duffy knows how to pick her points. She said that she does this on purpose because she knows what how to pluck her thing.
but then as an intelligent person, if you know somebody's poking you, then why don't you just leave so you don't make yourself look bad?
Maybe she thinks maybe if that's what you want, that's what you're gonna get.
No, I don't think that that's right. That's not acceptable, and that's not.
It might not be right, but I'm just saying that might be how she feels.
I feel like that's unacceptable, and I don't think it's, you should be given a pass for a grown woman behaving that way. Okay.
I think it's a two-way street. I think that if I'm your friend for 17 years and you know these are my personality, my traits, my trigger points, and after 17 years you continue to do this, then you know what you're going to get. Period.
But
also,
Dad,
hold on, because I'm going to come back your way.
Okay.
I also think that after 17 years, if these are my same traits, I know that they are bad. I need to fix them.
Thank you.
I think it's a two-way street.
Yeah, but I mean, I agree with everything that Duffy was saying at the end. She said, whether she knows Brandi's points or not, and I feel like she does, what Duffy was saying was that I can't do anything unless I do what you want me to do. Unless Duffy, or anybody, and for that matter, she did this to Malaysia as well, unless they do what Brandi wants them to do or behaves the way that Brandi wants them to behave, she has a problem. So she's like, I'm not even saying anything to you. I'm not yelling at you. She's like, well, it's just your vibe. Like Brandi was grasping at straws just to make a point to be mad at this girl. So she wasn't pushing her buttons at that point. She was like, you don't want me to talk. I'm not talking. She was like, but then it's your face. And she was like, this is just my face. Okay. And then she's like, but it's just your vibe.
To me personally, I could understand for me, I can see what Brandi's saying.
Wow.
I know you. Y'all might say it's because I like Brandi, but I could see things that Brandi are saying that agitate me that Duffy does. She would irritate me. Wow. But also, there's two things. There's something that you're saying here. So for me, if you've known this all my life, you have an option to be my friend or not be my friend. After 17 years, you're gonna stop being my friend on national television because now you said it's wrong. Hey. I don't think Brandi's gonna care if Duffy's her friend or not. As she just said, she said, I don't know if I'm gonna be her, like we're gonna be close. I might choose just not to deal with her. Brandi does not care about if we are close or we're not close. Duffy may, but she's like, I'll be out. That's
okay. Well then
now, does that make it right? Absolutely not.
Right.
It doesn't make it right.
Right.
But
I feel like that is a sad state of a friend, of a person that claims they're being your friend. You know what I'm saying? It's just like you're gonna take 17 years of friendship and wash it down the tube because I'm not behaving the way that you want. And instead of fixing the issues,
but that part is a two-way street, though, Cindy.
Okay, but let me finish.
Okay.
If you are willing to let these cameras, which is fake, affect your real friend and the way that you talk to them, because from what Duffy said, she goes, you don't talk to me like this when these cameras are off.
And Brandi said cameras.
And then so Brandi said, turn off the cameras so I can talk to this B the way I want to talk to her. No, you're not going to talk to me the way you want to talk to me. And you're not going to call me out my name. Are you crazy?
But to me, I mean, like this is how we talk anytime. But cut the cameras on so we can talk so you're not embarrassed how I'm talking to you, because this is how we always talk.
Because it doesn't sound like that's how she always talks, because Duffy said that's not how she talks to her. She said, you don't talk to me like this unless the cameras are on.
And Brandi said cut the cameras off because this is how
but she knows they're not going to cut the cameras off because she's creating drama with shows. You're not going to do it to me off camera, and you're not going to do it to me on camera. Point blank, period. That's it. That's all.
Did they cut the cameras though?
No, they didn't.
Yes, they did. They cut them. And that was the commercial break.
Okay, so they cut the camera. So all of a sudden, I bet you $1 million that her tone changed from 1,000 to about 5.
I think it might be escalated because of the show, but I think that Brandi's who Brandi, and Brandi has been the same with Malaysia, with Jackie, and with Duffy. It's not, to me, Brandi.
And just like Malaysia said, you're not going to talk to me any kind of way. You're not.
But she's been doing this for all these years. So if that's why is it wrong?
But that doesn't make it
where
right.
did it coming down?
You can't say don't put your fingers in my face like Duffy was saying, and then she puts her fingers in Duffy's face.
But is Duffy
you can't do that?
But is Duffy saying that this is a problem for me?
Yes, she's saying it's a problem to her.
When did she say that?
She said because you're doing this, and that to me. Don't do that to me.
You say that's a problem for you, but it's not a problem for me.
No, she said you're doing this to me, so this is what I'm doing. So she had a problem with her hand movements first. Let's.
But really Brandi communicated that even. So let's take Brandi out of the equation, right?
Yep.
Take Brandi all the way out of this.
Okay.
Tami said this all the time.
Yes, she did. Don't put your hand in my face.
People kept doing it.
Yes.
Don't put your fingers in my face.
Right.
And people kept on doing it. Tami went off. For me, as much as Tami irritates the shit out of me, I understood that. Like, she was very specific.
Me too.
Don't talk shit about me behind my back.
Yep.
Don't put your fingers in my face. Tami made it very clear.
She said that very clearly, over and over and over again. She did.
Brandi has also been saying this the entire time.
But then don't do it to other people.
To me, Brandi's been saying this.
But then don't do it to other people.
Why should they accept it?
Why should somebody else accept a thing?
Wait. So you have to hear this part though, because Tami and Brandi have been saying this for years. Duffy has never said that. So
nobody likes it. So Deb, it's common sense.
But it might not be a trigger for them like it is for them.
It's a trigger for anybody.
So I don't give a damn. Put your fingers in my face. If you touch me, that's my issue. So wave your fingers all you want to. Listen, SoDebNair. As long as you don't touch me, I'm good.
Okay, but that's you. What I'm saying is most of the time.
But I'm communicating that though.
Okay.
The thing is that Tami and Brandi communicated that.
Okay, look, I don't have to communicate that. I don't want you to spit in my face, right? But if you spit in my face,
I will definitely tell you if you spit, or if spit touch my finger, it's
over. That's it. It's over, right? So there are certain things that are triggering to most people. For me, which might not be a trigger for other people. Now I'm just going to be specific to me personally, right? I don't want anybody tapping on me. Don't tap on my but that's touching me, right? Don't touch me. But more specifically, don't tap on my shoulder. Don't touch me at all. And we're good. But again, I don't need to communicate that to someone unless that's not a trigger for them. So maybe I do need to communicate that. But if somebody is even thinking about putting their mouth together to try to spit on me, I don't need to communicate that because most people are going to go off at that point, right? So I just feel like I agree. I'm the same way. But I just feel like Brandi, in her overallness, whether it's the fingers, whether it's the face, whether it's the whatever, I just feel like she doesn't want anybody to do or say anything. And I agree with Duffy. Do anything that she doesn't like because she's angry with them, and she's trying to make it be unrealistic. You can't tell you can't tell somebody how to react when they're angry with you, right? You can't.
You can't. But you also have your boundaries, though.
But then have respect for their boundaries, and she doesn't do that, and that is my problem.
What are Duffy's boundaries?
Not calling her stupid, not talking about
but
her.
Duffy ever said that? We don't know that.
Yes, she said. She goes, "Is there air in this girl's head?" First of all, how am I this girl? You've known me before. You've known me.
Granted, Cindy, I'm not saying I know that's wrong. I know that's wrong.
That's wrong.
But I'm saying
she talked about her therapy.
With Tami and Brandi, there are specific things they say this all the time, so we know these are triggers for them.
Yes, but
now, say somebody is stupid or you have air in your brain. We know it's very disrespectful.
It is very disrespectful. But she also talked about
is it a trigger though?
Yes, it is a trigger. What do you mean?
I'm asking because sometimes
it is.
For me,
it is.
So let me say this.
That's why she said it. She knew it was. That's why she said it.
So we heard Duffy said this.
No, I'm telling you, out of my life experience and out of common sense, just like Brandi said that Duffy knows her her buttons to push. Brandi also knows what buttons to push with
Okay, I
Duffy.
can see that. I can see that. I can see that.
And so I think that's why she said it, because we've never heard Brandi talk to Duffy like that, like calling her stupid and stuff. So she must know it's a trigger for her, right?
True. I'm gonna give you that.
You know what I'm saying? So she said that because she was trying to get her look back. And look, all is fair in love and war, okay? So they were fighting. I get it, but then there are certain things that are below the belt, and to me, since they've had an issue, I feel like Brandi has gone below the belt way more than Duffy has, and Duffy has tried to be like, I'm sorry, and she's not been yelling. Brandi has been on 1,000 the whole time, and I agree with Chris with what Crystalline just said. It only started, and it's because Duffy became friends with Malaysia, and that's it.
I think
That's all.
I think it has a lot to do with her mentioning Jason, and I think
But she mentioned her.
Hear me out.
But she mentioned what's his name first. But okay.
No, she mentioned the ones in counseling. I think Jason is.
But she still mentioned her man's name. She said, "I hope."
That's who she's going to counseling with. It wasn't in disrespect. When she said that she belittles Jason, I think that is a big triggering point from Brandi, because think about hold on. Listen, think about when we do these lives together. Yeah. What's the number one thing people say about Brandi?
I don't know. What is it?
About her staying with Jason after he cheated on her all them times.
That is true.
So Duffy doesn't have that issue.
But she didn't talk about
mentioning
about Jason cheating, though.
Hold on, but listen. So mentioning Iman and mentioning Jason, that's two different things.
That's not true.
Okay.
That's not true. It's not. I'm sorry, SoDeb. I know to you, because you're like, they're both talking about each other's situations, how they dealt with their men.
That's not what I'm saying.
Okay.
What I'm saying is that mentioning Jason to Brandi is a huge trigger.
It doesn't matter. Then don't stay with the cheater. Then don't stay with the cheater. Then don't stay with the cheater.
See what I'm saying? But that's not why I'm saying that, though.
I'm saying if you don't want somebody to trigger you about talking about your relationship, then don't stay with the cheater, because it from now until the eternity of time.
For her, they've worked it out. So every time you attack that marriage,
then don't try to trigger your friend by saying that she's trying to work things out with her man. Then why would she do that? If you don't want somebody to talk about your cheating
they're having surface issues.
But SoDeb, you can't talk about somebody's and their personal issue with their relationship with their man, and then not have that person. Then not have the other
talking about her anymore. She was talking about Duffy's communication.
Yes, but she was talking about it in the way that she was trying to demean her, being like, well, I hope that counseling works so that you can talk to a mom better than what you're talking to me.
So you know how to communicate.
But then she already said herself, she's a poor communicator. So then what?
She's admitted that.
Yes, but she didn't. She said she told her that in confidence. And if Duffy wants to talk about,
she told her that in confidence on national television.
It doesn't matter. It's not Brandi.
So it's not in confidence.
It's in confidence as far as Brandi talking. I'm sorry, Duffy talking to Brandi. Okay, so whether she said it on national, whether Duffy said it on national television or not, that is Duffy's business to discuss, not Brandi's ever.
But if she's trying to communicate with Brandi and the communication is still bad with Brandi, then yes, when she's going through this counseling, she needs to learn communication skills.
That's not okay.
Like Brandi's been doing with her. She admitted that she's going through counseling for her communication. She's going through the same thing. She admitted both things.
Okay, so let's tap into some of the comments. Do you want to? We're just going to agree. We're just going to agree to disagree. I don't agree.
And that's what we got to be at for tonight for this part of this episode.
Yes. So let's see what they say.
The last part is Brooke tries to explain to Duffy the issue between Duffy is like, I can't keep. Oh, wait a minute. Brooke tries to help explain to Duffy the issue. Duffy is like, I can't help how I look, and when we are in an argument,
Yep.
Jackie walks Duffy out. Brooke tries to talk to Brandi into understanding Duffy and her trigger words to Duffy. Jackie's liquor.
Oh, why? But
we
just really quick.
Wait, we are talking about this part. So
Okay.
this is the next part. So Jackie's liquor finally takes over, and she goes crazy on Jen about walking in the show.
Mm-hmm.
Starts yelling, Jennifer walked in the show. Jennifer walked. And my last one was never take Jackie to a fashion show.
You know what? Never take Jackie anywhere to any event. Okay.
Right.
In private, when they do yoga and the goat yoga and all that stuff, you can take her there, but you can't take her to a real major event that means something to you. Nothing.
If you take her, don't want to drink.
Right. Right.
But all we know is Jennifer walked in the show. Jennifer walked in the show. I
was like, is she like 7 years old? It's just Jackie. Come on. And then, Jen talking about, can I just have anything for myself? No, girl.
No. You can't. Not with Jackie.
You can't. Not with Jackie around. Exactly. Who, again, nobody thinks of fashion and model together.
No one.
Ever. No one. And she's talking about, well, you had to kind of be like 5'9". All those pictures were from the 90s, so Deb. So I'm like, you mean like 20 years ago? Okay.
I think she's mad because Jennifer's like almost 50, right?
Yeah.
And Jackie's like, if Jennifer's almost 50, why can't I walk in the show?
Because
but Jennifer walked in the show.
Because Jennifer always has and always will look good.
Yes.
I'm sorry. It doesn't matter. Age, black don't crack, and Jennifer looks just as good as she did 20 years ago in Miami. Okay. Yes. And that's better because she has filled out a little bit more. She's, still kind of a ding dong, but she's always been beautiful. Like I said,
that's something you can never take away from Jennifer.
Yes, I can never take that away. I don't care how,
how boring she is,
how boring,
how
all the shortcomings
is,
how ding dong, what a ding dong she is.
She never did a food stamp. She's beautiful.
She is beautiful. She's always been beautiful, and she's always been on point. I've never seen that woman.
Jennifer walked in the show. Jennifer walked in the show.
I mean, I wonder. Don't you wonder sometimes? So, Deb, does Jackie look back and be like, like when you have like a hangover and you look back at your behavior and you're like, oh no,
I think Jackie looks back and laughs at it.
You think so? Maybe.
She's that fun of a person.
Okay.
She's like, that shit was funny that I did that. I think she laughs.
And you know what? And if somebody calls her out on it, she would say that. She would be like, I thought it was funny. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
I mean, she has no shame in anything that she does.
It's just who she is, and that's why she has been on the show for so long.
Yeah.
She provides that. What? Why are we doing this? Yeah.
Because Jennifer walked in the show.
I was like, Jackie. Oh my goodness. I wonder. I'm glad that they don't show her kids anymore.
I'm sure her kids are glad about that too.
Yeah, but I wonder, especially like Lil Doug. I wonder if Lil Doug is like.
I'm sure Lil Doug doesn't come home to visit. He has to go on breaks.
He's probably like, I'm good. I'm gonna stay where I'm at in college. Yes.
If I come home, you're gonna record me on that damn show.
I know. It's so funny too when she was like, I'm so busy. When Jackie is always like, I'm so busy. I have Doug and I have the dog, and I'm like, that doesn't sound like busy. I was like, Jackie, that sounds like normal life, girl. What you talking about? She was like, I have my husband, I have a puppy.
When she mentioned that dog, I was like,
me too. I was cracking up. I was
I'm like, Jackie, you dropped the dog off for somebody else to drink.
Exactly. She's like, oh my God, I can't.
And she made it so like a 3-day thing. They train those dogs for like weeks.
Yes. And that's the thing. That's what I'm just kind of like, you are struggling for a storyline. Until we got to this fashion show, she was struggling. Okay. we're talking about real estate. She's like, I'm so busy all the time with all my ventures. And I'm like, what ventures? You know,
I'm like, I know Doug is mad he bought that dog because now there's another reason to call him about that damn dog.
No, he probably got her the dog so she would have a storyline. Because other than that,
okay. But now she got to call him off the dog. So now he got no reason to call him.
No, poor Doug is probably like, I'm in Sacramento. I'm busy. But he knows he has to answer that call because she would be out there the very next hour. Yeah,
with the dog.
With the dog. Right. I think that the puppy replaced the kids because at first she used to be like Chantel and Lil Doug and the other daughter that she doesn't like. And now it's the puppy. Okay. Right. So yeah.
Oh, that was hilarious.
It was hilarious. I feel like, Jen should have had her moment. I felt a little bad for her. Not too bad because I'm not a fan now. But yeah, like I said, I could take her or leave her. Mostly take her. But yeah. Oh, Kristen said she was struggling.
Yeah, she was struggling.
She was. Yeah. I was just like, don't we need to get doctor? And in fact, did I ever tell you this, Deb? The therapist that Jackie saw, I went to high school with?
No.
Yeah.
You never told me that.
Yeah. The therapist that she saw, her therapist, I forget, her name starts with a D. She used to date my ex-boyfriend and I hated her. So when I saw her, I was like, but good for her. She's now a therapist, yeah. So I feel like I was wanting to be like, where is the therapist? We need to get the therapist back for Jackie on this episode because she went all the way off the rails. I just can't imagine why she thought this would. I in fact, I was surprised with the storyline because I was like, nobody thinks of you in fashion, so.
Never. I honestly didn't know about her fashion.
Right. And she's talking about couture. I was like, I've never seen this woman wear couture in my life.
Low budget.
Right.
Like, well, what was you doing with that fashion?
But where did this come from out of 10 seasons?
Jackie been wearing them same sunglasses and some of them jackets and hats for seasons.
And now in part 2, we what do we see the fan once? And the hand, now she has a hand fan. Other than the same fashions and the hand fan,
but it's Jackie, so I respect her.
Okay, all right.
I have to give it up to Jackie because that's it.
Okay. All right. I don't know. I'm just saying. I just found it bizarre that she would be having a meltdown in this episode over this fashion show. It seemed like a reach to me, but okay. I'll take crazy Jackie. It's fine. I would rather, in fact,
she has to be crazy Jackie like every once in a while to keep the rate, especially because Malaysia's small.
Probably.
So like we got to do something.
Well, like I was about to say, like I would rather see crazy Jackie than this Duffy Brandi argument, to be honest.
I really don't mind whatever Brandi's doing on the show. I'm gonna watch it. So,
Deb, are you kidding? Like, can we get a poll? Does YouTube do a poll to see that anybody is interested in the happening?
Yeah, let's do it next week when I can get more people on here because my group is low because I'll be low a lot.
Okay.
But I've been doing more stuff, so I've been getting more people on my channels. I mean, more on my live. So next week, because we're gonna do the review next week. Let's do it next week.
Okay, sounds good. Let's do that. Let's just see with the current girls, like put them all on a list. You know what I'm saying?
What I don't want to see is people say, "Oh, I don't watch this, so nobody wants to see this because these girls but y'all keep asking for like new girls, and like these girls, most of these girls only have like one season.
But we didn't like them, and that's why they had one season.
But what if you don't like the new girls to come? Are we going to cancel the show? Like, I don't want basketball to be canceled.
I would rather see new girls mixed in with some of the old girls, like how they used to do.
Honestly, I don't really mind this new group of girls mixing together.
Yeah.
And seeing the dynamics. I love the Brandi and Brooke relationship. I love, well, British, maybe
I
not
don't.
so
I
much.
don't care about the Brandi and Brooke relationship because I don't care about Brandi or Brooke.
But you don't. But I'm
Most people
saying,
don't. Most people don't.
but there are some people who do like it, like me. I like it.
Ooh.
Me, I
All
like
right. Let's just wait. Let's just wait to get to the poll. I let's come up with a couple of polls.
I'm ready to go like bring some supporters on that for that because I want y'all. I know y'all gonna say no, but I need some
because
support.
it's a no. The truth is the truth. I said it from the very beginning. Okay. I mean, I'm
I
just
need to pull up like
okay.
seven accounts so I can vote more.
Okay. Well, all right. I feel like we need to have like at least 2, maybe 3 polls to say what combination of people do you like? Do you care about these girls? This girl, this girl, this girl, and let's see.
I still want to see the Malaysia and Brandi thing back again.
You do? Okay.
I do.
But
Moesha,
but I feel like
I
they
wouldn't
made
even
it.
watch if Brandi. I wouldn't even watch if Brandi wasn't there, especially after the OG situation. I'm only here for. Come on, Moesha, stand and count.
Moesha.
Come
Okay.
on, Moesha, stand and count. I
Okay.
knew I looked for something. It's not for Moesha, but at least she was standing for Brandi.
Okay, so Moesha and you. That's 2%. That's 2%. Okay. But that's still something. That's better than nothing. It could be
It's
0.
better than nothing.
Yeah, it could be 0. Yeah.
Listen,
You know, and I was gonna
after
say,
the end of this
I'm with
Brandi.
well, I'm with Chi-Town, I'm with Tamiko, my new best friend. I'm with the truth.
2 out of 3. It's what is it? 5 of us. 3.
Yes.
I can't even count right now.
Yeah, it's 2 to 3 to 2. 3 to 2.
Crystal said I like Brandi, but when she tried to be a mean girl, it's not. It's a no.
I agree, Chrislyn, and I feel like a lot of times she is being a mean girl.
I don't think she's been a mean girl.
She is though. The way she was talking to Duffy, the way that she was talking to Duffy was total mean girl. I'm sorry, SoDeb. I know that's your girl. That it was just unacceptable, and I would never allow any of my friends.
Duffy her boundaries, and Duffy
I would never allow any of my friends to speak to me that way. Would you?
I would, if I'm disrespecting my friends' boundaries, I would think there would be a disagreement there.
I don't think that you are telling the truth. Okay. Okay, because I've seen.
And when we log off, we might talk about that afterwards. But right now on this live,
okay, that's what
I feel like if my friends are disrespecting my boundaries.
Okay, all right, that's fair. That's fair. This is your channel, and while we're on this live,
Yeah, I mean, real talk, though. I think that we should respect people's boundaries.
I agree, but Brandi
and
never
I think that
respected
maybe
anybody
Brandi
else's.
the totally wrong way.
Brandi did not respect anybody else's boundaries. She didn't do it with Malaysia. She didn't do it with Duffy. And these are supposedly these are supposedly women that she called sisters.
But you said
Malaysia and Duffy.
Okay.
She didn't respect either of their boundaries.
Let's take Duffy at third question. Talk about Malaysia.
Okay.
How does she disrespect Malaysia's boundaries?
I feel like when she was just like, you know about, what's her dad's name again? I'm sorry. Wolf. You knew about Wolf. You knew about Wolf. And she was like, I didn't know. So if somebody is telling you, whether it is the truth or not, if they're telling you that and you are still badgering them about something, isn't that crossing a boundary?
No, because if you know that she's lying, no.
But she didn't know that she was lying.
She did know she was lying because even Shaunie reached out to her. Jackie real like she said none of our friends, our mutual friends, say anything to me about this. I don't believe that's true. I'm sorry.
Okay, I just feel like you're not. I feel like okay, to me, a boundary is a liar. I don't like a liar. However,
that's what I'm saying.
Let me finish. But unless I had hard proof that someone is lying, I'm going to choose, because I'm a Leo, so I'm super loyal. I'm going to choose my friend over not having any proof. Do you know what I'm saying?
But
So
what
unless she
what I'm
said,
saying that's how I know that she lied, because Malaysia said of her own mouth, none of our friends knew this. None of our friends mentioned this to me.
okay.
But she was on the show
I
with
feel
Shaunie.
I feel like she crossed boundaries and was disrespectful to the people that she was calling her sisters only a short few years ago. But that's just me.
Brandi?
Hmm.
No, what did she do a few years ago?
She was calling both Malaysia and Duffy sisters, and yet the way that she spoke to both of them, she
This
actually
season.
had spoken. She has actually spoken to Duffy worse than she has
No,
spoken to
this season.
Malaysia. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So I
So
mean, even when she was confronting, even when she was
wait,
even
these are two different situations. So let's go back to what you were saying about Malaysia and
Malaysia.
Brandi, and not her. Not Brady's dad died.
Yeah.
That's impossible. To
That
me,
was
that's impossible.
well to
That's
me
impossible.
that was her first way of being disrespectful. And like I said, I feel like she has been much more disrespectful to Duffy than she has been with Malaysia, because maybe she felt closer
About
to
Duffy,
Malaysia.
Duffy. I can agree with that part.
Yeah. And I feel like I feel like really what Brandi really wanted was Malaysia to apologize. So I think she was trying to be kinder to her and give her a bigger benefit of the doubt than how she's behaving with Duffy. But still, I felt like then she just got out of pocket after a while. I think she just didn't care
I feel
anymore.
like she was betrayed.
But even when they were in the fake house that they didn't really rent in Las Vegas, they still had a genuine moment where she was just like, "You're not going to give me a hug? I'm sorry." That Brandi I can deal with better than the Brandi that is just like, it's your vibe, it's your face, it's your this. The way she's talking to Duffy, I just feel like if these people, you could really consider them as quote unquote family and sisters, you don't talk to people like that. I don't talk to. I mean, you know what? My sister and I do not see eye to eye. We're not close. We've never been. However, I don't disrespect my actual blood sister the way that Brandi has talked to both of those women.
That's your blood sister, though. That's different.
No,
So, let me say this.
my best friend who was like my sister, I would never speak to her that way. If I was going to speak to her that way, then I would never speak to her again, because I would never speak to her that way ever.
I think that's why Brandi doesn't talk to Malaysia anymore, because I think that Malaysia portrayed her in a way that to me is unforgivable.
I don't think so. I feel like even when Malaysia announced that she was leaving, and then the girls went back, Duffy and Jackie went back and told Brandi and British, I felt I was surprised, but I felt that Brandi felt bad for her, genuinely.
Feel bad for who?
Malaysia. She said she shouldn't have talked to, she was like, Jennifer shouldn't have talked about her stuff. And she said, honestly, I feel bad for her.
Wait, I'm sorry, I missed what you said.
Brandi, I felt like Brandi still kind of respected Malaysia more, because when Duffy and Jackie went to the dinner with Malaysia, Malaysia was just like, I can't hang out with your friends anymore. And then Duffy and Jackie went on that walk in the park with British and Brandi, and Jackie said, I don't know if it was Jackie, I can't remember if it was Jackie or Duffy, said Malaysia has quit the show. I was surprised at Brandi, because I think she really still loves her and wants to work it out with Malaysia, because she said, I feel really bad for her. And Jen was wrong to bring up the stuff about her house. She still was trying to be her friend and protect her in a way,
That was her best friend, though.
But that's what I'm saying. But if you're calling Duffy your sister and you've known her since childhood, before even Malaysia, why would she speak to her in the way that she spoke to her? Right?
We've never seen Malaysia and Brandi talk the way they talk to each other on any show besides this season. So to me, that makes sense, because to me, I do feel like there's an immaturity when it comes to Duffy. That's my personal opinion. You can agree or disagree. There's a immaturity to Duffy. Duffy is even when she came on the season, when she first came on, there was an immaturity about Duffy.
Okay. And I can see that.
I think that Brandi looks at Duffy like a little sister, not like a mutual, like a
peer,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So for me, I think why there's a difference.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like she does see Malaysia more like a peer
Yeah.
than she does Duffy. However, the way she spoke to both of them is still wrong.
No, and I said I agree with that. I did
Yeah.
say that.
And but I was pleasantly surprised when she said, "That's too bad. I feel bad," because really, in all reality, Brandi wouldn't even been on the show had it not been for Malaysia.
True.
So she's getting a check based on her friendship
Well, no,
with
I think
Malaysia.
well, actually, they actually said that Brandi was supposed to be a part of the first season with Malaysia, but something I
But
don't
she
know.
didn't do it.
Yeah, she didn't do it because I think her and Jason was going through things at that time.
And I think it was because Jason was cheating and stuff.
Yeah, maybe that's what it
Yeah.
was.
Like, I mean, there are certain times where like, I do not need cameras following me, like, yeah. So, but whatever. Even if she
But
came in,
I do. This is why, like, when we do these reviews about the show and I talk about Malaysia and Brandi, for me, that friendship as a viewer meant a lot to me. I had a best friend like that, and we are not friends anymore.
I remember you saying that, and I
And
know that's why you feel so strongly about
about
that.
it, yes, because
Yeah,
like even to this day, like we just can't get it together. It's like
yeah,
it's not me, like, and I do go back. I'm like, you know what? Maybe I'm not the best communicator. Maybe I'm not
right,
the best person when it comes down to disagreements.
right.
There's a lot that I do think about, but also it's just like the other person wasn't the best communicator either or whatever. But in our
Right.
dysfunction, we had an amazing friendship.
Yeah,
And,
but and
I
for
think when
me,
life happens,
yeah,
you have to let life happen. I've
I,
learned to let it go.
that's true. That's true. And that's healthy of you, but not everybody can do that. For
Yeah.
me personally, like I said, because of my Leoness, loyalty and honesty are paramount to me.
No,
And actually I would have to say loyalty even, I hate a liar, but loyalty
well, these
is
trumps
even
everything.
bigger. Yes, it
Yeah.
trumps everything. So
Yeah.
I was, like I said, I was pleasantly surprised because even though they have had their issues, and Malaysia did help her get on the show, whether she was supposed to be on there the first season or not, she wasn't. Eventually, she was there because of Malaysia, and I feel like
Well,
she
I don't think
did.
Melissa helped her get on the show. That was
I
a good
think
thing.
she did. I think she did because
Shaunie,
nobody.
I think Shaunie said that that's not true.
I
Don't
don't
quote me
think
on that.
that's right. I think Shaunie said years ago in the beginning, she said, "You're only here because of
Because
her."
Brandi was on in the Miami show.
Yes, but she was only on the cast as a full-time cast member because of Malaysia. And Malaysia said, in front of Brandi, and Brandi agreed when they were in Paris, was it? They,
Mhm,
they were in, I believe it was Paris. She
mhm.
was just like, if she goes, I go, because I fought for her to get on the show. And
Okay.
Brandi said she did. So regardless, it's neither here nor there, but I felt like I was pleasantly surprised that Brandi at least showed her the loyalty of
Mhm,
saying that wasn't right what Jen did.
mhm.
I feel bad for her,
Yeah.
because she didn't have to say that. She could have just been a straight up, B. You know what I mean? She
Yeah.
could have just been like, oh well, she's off, bye. But I really feel like some part of Brandi really misses and wants to reconcile with Malaysia, and now because Malaysia quit the show, she's not going to get that opportunity.
I think when you have a friendship like that, like it is. I think even my best friend that I used to have, like even though we're not friends anymore, like there's a place in my heart. Like if there's
Yeah,
an opportunity, I would have it back again. You know,
yeah.
if something we
Regardless
could
of what they did,
we
right?
could
Like
form
you can.
together, I would
Yeah,
do it. You know.
yeah, because it's kind of like it's family. It's like those things. Like it's really hard to have friends that turn into family. You know what I mean? And have that dissipate and have that go awry. When you love somebody, I mean, even if you break up, I mean, yeah, and I don't want to get too deep, but like even like your ex-husband, there's still a love there, right? that has turned into a friendship. It doesn't just go away because you guys are no longer together, right? It turns into it for you. Thankfully, it turned into something positive and not a sore spot. I'm sorry, a sore spot, right? To where you're just, thinking back on it, being like, I wish it wasn't that way. And that's how I kind of feel the way that Brandi and Malaysia's friendship went. It's just kind of like, I just wish it didn't go that way. Yeah,
I think that maybe if they have some space now, they know that like there's a possibility or like there's some love there. We've seen it.
Yeah.
Maybe in a few years we might see the reconciliation of that. I don't know.
And maybe we don't
for that.
and let's hope that the cameras, aren't around. Maybe they just don't need the cameras around to make that happen, right?
Right.
I hope. I think
that Malaysia's going through a lot right now.
Yeah.
And I think
and then as we mature too, so Deb, sometimes you're like, do I need to just do this on the camera? I feel like when Malaysia started the show, she was in a different place in her life, right? She was married at that time.
I think if you're on a show where this relationship is like prevalent in your life, like we want to see it. Like that, like that's a part of your job.
Yeah.
At this point. So I think that Malaysia's not in a space where she can even give us any of this stuff.
Yes, where she doesn't want to show it.
Understandably, like to me, honestly, it's understandably.
Yes.
Especially when Jen broke the news about her losing the house. Because remember when I said this part A?
Yeah.
I said I don't think she
wasn't
house.
living in that house. Yeah.
Yes, I said that.
You said that.
And so when Jen said, I was like, I knew something was off with that. But now that it's out there, Malaysia's taking care of the business. I think she's gonna have time to like really reevaluate things. I think her and Brandi go back and watch the season and look how bad this looks for them.
Maybe, but from what you said, what you said, also she's not coming to the reunion, right?
No, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if she's coming to the reunion.
I don't think she is. I think from what I saw,
think she is either, but I hope that she does though.
It would be great if she does, but I think, like you said just a second ago, she's not in the space for the drama. She doesn't want to do the back and forth. She's trying to fix this situation, and I think that's the biggest thing on her list. And I know you said you're tired of hearing about her fight, but that's how life turns out. Like sometimes, yes. Has she been battling?
It wasn't even tired about hearing about it. I'm like, it's just not a new story for us. So it's just
but that's what I'm saying. But most of those women don't have the new story.
Exactly. Like this is like you're automatic. Like I can't talk to y'all. I can't be around y'all. Yeah. Like for me, Malaysia's story didn't make sense for me this season because it's like you've been going through this. All of a sudden,
yes, but not to the extent that she's going through it, like losing a home. She still had the home back then, so she didn't want to share those things, and Cindy, I don't blame her.
Now, Cindy, in my own personal information, that's not true.
Really?
No, that's not true.
Okay, well, I'm just saying
she's never owned. She didn't own the home
here. But whether she owned the home or not, she doesn't want to share that on a catty girl.
Which is understandable, but don't let us all believe that because I guess she didn't. Jennifer said it.
Yeah, she didn't say it. She was trying not to say it. She just kept saying to the girls, "I am going through a lot." She was trying to deal with it on her own, and they wouldn't let her. And then because they want to be catty, and that's really what the show is about, to be honest. She finally decided, like, I don't. Jen was being catty.
Jen took us to court with her man. We watched her get splashed with by her ex-husband. Jen is
that's because Jen was okay showing that, and I don't think that she was prepared for Eric to throw that drink.
She wasn't, but Jen did say this though. She said, "When I came on the show, I came to be myself."
Yes, but she hasn't shown a lot of things. So Deb, like you can't even remember seeing her house. She doesn't show a lot of stuff. She didn't even show a lot of her dating when she had to go to court. And
I think a lot of it was because where Jen didn't have nowhere to live for a long time.
Yeah, but she has had.
Remember when her Evelyn and that girl?
Remember that guy that stole her car? She didn't know that guy.
But remember when her and that girl fell out with Evelyn, Naya? They said she would live with Naya. Right. I don't think she had her to live for a long time.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, I don't think we get to pick and choose on who could show what, because there have been times and moments where all of them have done it. Even Jackie, when she had that problem with her oldest child,
Mm-hmm.
she was like,
That
I
was on
don't
the
want to talk
show.
about that. She said, I don't want to talk about it. She
Evelyn
was
brought it
mad,
to the show.
but Evelyn talked about it. Jackie didn't.
Now you don't think that Jackie was a part of that?
Well, I mean, okay. Let me backtrack. Yes, she kind of was, because she did talk about it in therapy. How
Jackie was
how
definitely a part of that narrative.
she was. But she didn't want it. She didn't want to look bad in the narrative as well, and she did.
Right. And maybe not.
She talked about it, but she was like, when Evelyn put the bad spin on it, that's when she had a problem.
I think that was a plan that Jennifer and Evelyn came up with, because they became friends after that. Think about that in real life. Would you ever become friends with somebody who did that to you? Never. That was a spin that Jackie and Evelyn did to bring Evelyn back to the show.
Maybe.
I don't think that was
and maybe Shaunie was a part of it too. They were like, how can we get you back?
I think that they all were part of
it. Yeah, they were like, how
I
can we
believe
get
all
you
that.
back? Yeah. I mean, and again, like I said, that's why when you go so hard about it's the truth, and I'm like, no, it's a show. When you start seeing a show starting getting stale, what do you think the producers do? Find a way to shake it up.
That's why, honestly, to me, I don't really believe this whole Brandi and Malaysia thing.
Really? You think that they are still friends?
I do. I think that they're doing this to create content for the show. What else is Malaysia doing?
At this point, I don't think at this point, I don't think Malaysia cares to share what she's doing. However, I do like her.
I know she has the clothing line that's on Instagram she promotes, but I mean, that's not going to pay the bills.
Yeah, but I mean, also you have to keep in mind too, and I always keep this in mind, because I know, just logically, all of us as human beings, we grow and change every, I want to say, I think what psychologists say is every 5 to 7 years you change, and she's been on the show for a very long time. She's been on for a decade, and so
she's a break.
And she needs a break. Yeah, I think she's just
what's the best thing to do is bring Brandi back and let me leave.
Girl,
when she comes back, there's going to be a reconciliation of her and Brandi.
So Deb.
To me,
but anyway, I like what Christie said.
It doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't make sense to me.
Is agreeing with you.
Which is I hope they can work it out, because I love them together. Yeah, I'm telling you.
Yeah.
The way that people always say, Malaysia was always popular for Brandi. No, it was very mutual.
Okay.
And I wanted to do this with me and you when we were trying to do during the break, but it's just hard to get clips that I can play and then find them all together, because it wasn't a one-sided thing. They were doing it for each other.
They were.
And they were popular for Malaysia were popular for Brandi.
Right.
And it always looks like Malaysia did things for Brandi that people didn't know that Malaysia did for Brandi for Malaysia at all.
Right.
And for me, I feel like because
I'm just saying as a viewer, you're right. It didn't look like that to me. It looked like Malaysia was doing more
for
Brandi. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So, but the ultimate thing is, you know what? Brandi's off the show. Malaysia stayed. Now Brandi's back. They're falling out.
Yeah.
Let the show going on for them to make up. To me, I see it's happening.
I hope that that's the case.
And listen, this is on March the 14th, 2023 at 11:37. Y'all heard it here first. When that happens, just say that SoDeb said it first.
Well, okay. I will give you that, because I think that you really, because of your personal life,
it's no way possible that they have this type of friendship. They have that type of friendship. What this is unbearable for them to break it back, because her dad died. She didn't call her.
I'm just.
I don't even think that Malaysia didn't call her when her dad died. I don't think that's true.
Okay, and maybe that's not the truth, but because we know that they do live or storylines.
Yeah.
However, I will say that it is also possible for people that we love and think of as families to grow apart and change.
True.
I've had that happen. I haven't had this
Cindy,
situation.
look how hard Malaysia fought for Brandi after she got off that show.
She did. She did.
She did.
She did.
So to me,
And
it
that's
doesn't
and she
make
fought
sense.
for her to get on the show, to be honest. She said,
Huh?
I've been trying to get her here, and Brandi said, you have. And Brandi didn't want to come. And then she finally said yes. So I just feel like, to me, that friendship doesn't mean that much to me as a viewer, because I never really took to Brandi in that way. However, it could have been because of the editing and what they showed. I just have never. I feel like a lot of times she is a mean girl, and she always has somebody on her side that she kind of tends, in my opinion, to gang up on somebody. And for many years it was Malaysia, and I didn't like when Malaysia did that. But that's just me.
Who's ganging on Malaysia?
No, I felt like she needed a teammate, and Malaysia for a lot of the time was her teammate.
Who Brandi did?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Why?
And I felt like they were kind of being mean girls together to the newer girls.
Oh, but I love that though.
You did? I didn't love it because I didn't
I'm
like.
telling you why, because when it was Tami, Jennifer, and Evelyn,
Yeah,
it was way worse. Malaysia and
that's so funny, Deb, because I liked them doing it.
Huh?
It was worse, but I liked it when it was Tami and Evelyn.
They were worse. I mean, they almost into the whole franchise because of Tami, Evelyn, and just.
They were worse. They were worse.
But
they've never been. They've never been.
They've never been mean girls, but they were also fun girls, like together. Like it was just like, we don't fuck with you. Sunday, we don't fuck with you. Like Drea, I know that you Blaze's friend, but I don't even know if you're my friend for real. Like it wasn't as problematic as Tami, Evelyn, and Jennifer and Shaunie. It wasn't that problematic. So I love that about them.
I don't know. All right. I just felt like they were like kind of, to me, let me just say this really quickly. I know you're not going to agree, but to me, when Malaysia and Brandi were like, teamed up like sisters, it just felt like they were like whiny and why are you guys picking on it?
Really?
I just didn't, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just was like, meh.
Really?
Yeah, I do. I mean, I didn't really even pay attention to Brandi when you were like, she started on this season. I was like, she did? Like, I didn't really. I'm so sorry.
Wow.
I've never been down with her like that. The moment I paid attention really to Brandi was on the beach when she stood up to Shaunie. Yeah, when she stood up to Shaunie, and Shaunie said, and thank you for your services. I was just like, girl, where? I was asking myself, I was like, girl, where have you been? This girl has been.
I think Malaysia and Brandi were very childish together, but I enjoyed their adult childishness though.
Did you? Okay.
And maybe because
I enjoyed that with
the same age.
Yeah. Oh, are you guys okay?
Yeah, we were born the same. We were born the same year.
Okay. See, and I'm much older, so
maybe that's probably why I like Brandi a lot. I think Malaysia is like 3 years younger than me and Brandi.
Okay, I see.
So that might be why I relate to Brandi a lot more. Maybe that might I like her a lot more too.
It could be because, like, to me, they did seem very childish, and I was like, girl.
I think Tami said it like kitty clickish.
Yes, very much.
And she said the reason why she said that, I was like, no, I don't think that's true, but
it is.
It does seem like a little childish clickish, but I love it.
Okay,
but
but for me, I was like, I like the old lady clique, like Tami.
Well, that makes sense now.
That makes total sense because to me, Tami and Ev, the way they were, it's so interesting because they were a clique, but they never really were friends.
Yeah, like
you know what I'm saying? Like,
they
didn't like each other. Yes,
but she was cool with her.
Yes, but she was
and
cool
then,
with
Shaunie was friends with all of them.
Yes.
They didn't F with each other. Then you had Jennifer, who was F with them, but then when she got next stuff, like she didn't F with none of them, but she was kind of F with some. It was like the older people stuff, I can't deal with it. It's too much.
I loved it though.
But the Brandi and Malaysia thing, it was like this type of best friend that I want. Okay. Like, yes, we're problematic, but let's problematic.
Yeah, I've never been a problem with my friends, and maybe that's just a me thing because, like I said, loyal to loyalty to me is paramount. So I'm not mean with my people. I make them either get on my level or I just can't F with you. You know what I mean? Like I'll move on. I don't have the patience to be petty with people like that.
Okay.
For me, I mean, at a woman of my age, and I'm not saying I'm ancient. I'm young enough to enjoy the show, but I can't get down with the whole you putting your finger in my face and that girl, really? But okay. I mean, whatever. Hey, Jennifer Love Spewitt. I have not seen her name in a minute. Did you see her?
Jennifer is a guy.
Aww. Oh, it's a guy?
Yes.
I'm sorry, Jennifer Love Spewitt.
But
I have not seen his name in a while, but I've
seen Jennifer in the YouTube streets.
Oh, yeah. I typically agree with whatever he's saying anyway, so it's probably why I like him.
But you know what? This makes so much sense now, though.
Yeah, it does. It does. So, which is why I miss the older people, because like this mess with Duffy, Brandi, Malaysia, non-twin twins, Brandi, Duffy, like I just don't care about them like that. I don't care about them.
I just want to shout out my girl Brandi one more time.
Okay.
I love you, Brandi Maxiell, and hopefully I want the interview with Brandi.
And also maybe she'll come in for an interview. I will not be there. I'll be in the bushes.
I'm waiting on it. Like I'm working my ass off to get that interview.
Okay. And I want that for you.
Yes.
And I will be
silent. I need to talk to Brandi so I can let her know how much I love Brandi Maxiell and
you do.
How much I'm rooting for her.
And I mean, out of
I wouldn't mind interviewing Malaysia either, though.
Really? No, I don't want you to do that. If you interview Malaysia,
I like Malaysia, but I just want Malaysia to like be good. You know what I'm saying? Like whatever she has going on right now. It's a good time to interview Malaysia because I think she has a lot going on.
If Malaysia is on the show, I would like to interview her together.
I would definitely pull you up on this platform.
Yes, but if Brandi is on, I will. Like I said, there's nothing more important to me than loyalty.
Brandi.
I will be quiet. I will let you do the interview and ask the questions. I will comment in the comment sections to get you back in the algorithm. Okay.
There'll be an intimate moment to me and my bestie in my head, me and Brandi Maxiell.
Yes. That's right. You want to wrap it up, or what do you want to do?
Yes, because we have been on for 2 hours and 30 minutes, and that's
longer than I
took. Our last thing that we did was the end of the show too. So
yes, and I was gonna say, and that I said I wasn't gonna be on this long, but we had to catch up because we missed a few episodes.
So next week we'll give it an hour.
Yes.
But I'm glad that we did get back to this. We got to catch up. Like we're back. We're back. We're doing our thing together.
We're back.
And I'm doing stuff on my channel more this month. So I've done like 4 videos this month already. So we'll get the stuff going on so we can get more views and likes and stuff.
Yes.
But catch us next Tuesday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. What is your time?
It is 6 p.m. Pacific. 6 p.m. Pacific. Yep.
On Tuesday nights to review BasketballWives.
That's right. And again, everyone, please do like, share, and comment. We need to get this back in the algorithm. And I know that everyone was really enjoying the review. So I'm happy to be back, but really want to support SoDeb's channel. Because, and as I said in private, like, I don't care what other people's content are, is you have your own energy, and that energy needs to be shared. So I'm so glad that you are carving out time to do this. It's important.
I appreciate it when you said that too, because I was like, man, I just feel like I come on like I'm late because I be at work and stuff, but I understand what you said when you said that.
Yeah, it's important. It balances out those things that as you said, you don't want to see in here, right? So we have to have a balance of other content. And if everybody is like, I'm not interested in doing it, then we only have that one side, and it's important to have that balance.
And I'm gonna pat myself on the back real quick because we have to use pictures so I can remember what happened on the show this week.
Yes, but we do love pictures.
I always use the pictures up like, because what happened?
No.
I was able to remember.
But don't think about putting the pictures up to remind yourself of what happened. We have to see it because we want to see the fashions and we want to comment.
Well, you know, the picture thing is so hard because like you can't just do like one file, you have to do like 5 of them.
Okay, got it.
So I was like, this is why I really didn't want to do. I stopped doing Potomac with busy because I didn't want to do it anymore. Got it.
Well, that's okay. We got through it. We remembered everything. We even
really did. We did good today with that.
Yeah, absolutely.
I wanted, you know what I wanted to pull up was Brooke's outfit at that fashion show.
I loved it. I loved it.
I knew you did, and so I wanted to pull it up so bad.
Loved it.
Picture of it.
Love the color. Love the cutouts. Yes, if you're gonna wear a jumpsuit, that's what it's supposed to look like. The hair was everything.
Stella, so if you're donating for the Remain Teachable scholarship, it's $7.23. Go to let me type it in here. SoDebNair.com. So it's $7.23. It's on my website. Just click on donation. It'll go to PayPal, and we are collecting anyone who wants to donate to help my kids for next year for their uniforms. $7.23. But we're trying to hit $723 before Remain Teachable's graduation date on July 23rd.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Everyone, please support. It's important. It really is. So Deb does not have to do this for any of us, to be honest, and he does. So, we appreciate the views and the clicks and the likes, but supporting the kids is more important. Sorry.
I don't care if y'all don't cash out me. Give me a super chat. That $7.23 means a lot to me. One, because Remain Teachable is graduating on July 23rd, and she wants to reach this goal before she graduates, which means a lot to me. But secondly, it helps my kids get uniforms for school for 2023-24. So.
Absolutely. But Tamika, we do appreciate the super chat. Thank you.
Absolutely.
All right. Do you want me to hop down and you can close your show?
Yeah, go ahead so I can close it out. And then are you gonna stay backstage or you want to talk on Instagram?
It's up to you. Whatever you want to do. I need to go and make some food because, like I said, I hopped on right after.
I'll invite you on Instagram.
Okay. Bye, everyone. Thank you so much for listening to our recap. I love you back, SoDeb, and catch us next week on Tuesday.
Absolutely.
Okay. Night, everyone.
Good night. So, guys, as you know, me and Cindy, we always do this show. We are very passionate about Basketball Wives. So make sure you guys tune in next Tuesday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 6 p.m. I forgot what Cindy's time frame is, but make sure you guys tune in at that time on Tuesday. She's in California, so whatever is it, Pacific, I think. Make sure you tune in, and I'm about to get out of here, y'all. I want to go to sleep because I got to work in the morning. Make sure you guys go and donate on SoDebNair.com for the Remain Teachable Scholarship for my students' uniforms for next year. I love you guys, and I will see you guys tomorrow. And I'm out. Bye, y'all.
Did it, I 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 did it, you did it, I did it, you did it,